What's up, everybody, man? Y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy Dub Q, and I'd like to take this time to welcome you guys to the Black Hat Panther podcast. You already see it. You already see what time it is. Come on in the building. Wipe your feet off on the mat. Subscribe and like to the channel. I believe this is going to be a good one for you guys today. So, without further ado, we're going to have the topic. You see it. Carolina Panthers. Do we have enough weapons? Here, we look. I'm gonna put it like this right here. In this off season, it's been very interesting. It's been one to see, one for the ages. We went out there Saturday. We had a time to really get out there and really watch the weapons and watch what we had out there. And I posed the question today: do the Carolina Panthers have enough weapons already in the house as is? Man, look, like the video on your way on in here. We're gonna get on to it as we do. Also, as well, we're gonna debut a brand new interest today. I think you guys are gonna like it, man. We got a Panther legend in the building that help us out with this one, man. So, without further ado, y'all come on in, man. Like the video on your way in.
Appreciate it, Mr. Davis. What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long.
Yeah, y'all already know what time it is, man. Look, shout out to Thomas Davis for the electric intro, man. We appreciate you. Make sure if y'all already in Charlotte and y'all in the area, go over there and show his restaurant some love, man. The brother got some good food and good eatery over there, man. So that's 1058. Look, one of the best wings I had in a while. If you like the lemon pepper, go on over there. Be a lemon pepper stepper. So, look, y'all already see what time it is. Do the Carolina Panthers have enough weapons? Look, today was one of those days. The injury bug started falling in camp. We started seeing a lot of different things happening. First and foremost, I'm going to get to the injury. Sam Franklin, one of the big key contributors for special teams, has gone down with a broken foot. I'd like to go ahead and make sure I put that out there. When asked about it, they did confirm that Sam Franklin broke his foot in the back to get to practice on Saturday. Canales told reporters, it's a huge hit for us. He's fantastic, high-spirited guy. He's really the leader of the special teams unit, someone that we're really going to count on. So we really got to make sure we hit this rehab the right way, and Sam will come back to us at the right time. So praying for him and pulling for him. Canales also went on to talk positive about Sam Franklin Jr. since rejoining the team. There's a lot to really see. Like I said, Saturday we were out there, and I never really even noticed him go down, to tell you the honest truth. So it was interesting to see. Yes, it's a nice little fracture that he got in his foot, man. And so we're wishing him a speedy, healthy recovery. Like I said, he is a key and vital contributor to our special teams as well as whenever we see him on the field. He makes plays here and there, man. So speedy recovery to the young fella. We hope that you come back as fast as you could, but no rush, no biggie. Um, Also, we're going to talk about a little bit the camp takeaways, what we've been seeing from day 4 before we even get into the wideouts talk, camp talk, training camp talk, the standouts. This is what I like to see. When asked about the training camp, head coach Dave Canales comes out and he starts ranting and raving about the safety group. And to be quoted, he said, "I look at the safety group, and he said Alex Cook, of course, Jordan Fuller, Xavier Woods, looking fantastic. But that safety group, I'm really pleased with how they're communicating, running to the ball, really showing the effort and the strain that we're looking for. From a linebacker group, beyond Shaq, Josie Jewell, Trevin Wallace, just watching film and then flying around, the guy is a special talent. Chase the ball down today after a play, and which is what we want. We want the whole group rolling, showing kind of that strain. Wallace, who was selected basically number 72 overall, or the 72nd pick overall in this past draft, he's been catching on since he's gotten here. Like I said, that's one of the guys that our very own Poppin told us we're gonna see him at some point in time in this season. And it was very interesting to hear. Pop, how you feel about that?
You, hey man. I mean, I was just trying to put it together. You know what I'm saying? We lost some real studs off our defense, and the try to. Well, first off, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Hope y'all like the new intro. Man, we had a blast out there. Uh, Man, TD was gracious to talk to us and chill with us for a little bit. Man, we had a good time, man. So shout out to the mayor of the city, TD. But back to what I was saying, I just had some questions since we had lost, some admiral talent on defense. I was like, well, man, once we got Trevin Wallace, I was like, well, if you go look at his tape and see what he's good at, the man is very special at getting to the quarterback really fast on a blitz. Like that's his special tool. That's what he definitely does great. I mean, he has speed to cover fast, tight ends, uh, quick wide receivers. I mean, he from sideline to sideline, he can get there. And matter of fact, he's broken like records in school for how fast and how far he can jump. But other than that, I was trying to say, well, who can we have that can come through and pick up maybe the slack of sacks or apply pressure on that third down if nobody's on the outside linebackers get there. Well, he's the guy. He's the guy that I really think that you're gonna see on the field when it comes to certain downs. They're gonna look for somebody with speed, burst, athleticism that can cut through that O line and get to that quarterback, or at least get pressure there. So Evero, he's gonna have to drop some plays because we're gonna need it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree 100%. They're gonna have to start crafting up something because that's a huge loss. Vital, like I said, key contributor to our special teams as well as our defense. So like I said, once again, speedy recovery for the young fella. I like him. Sam Franklin, he really grow into me. Came on a little bit last season, and I really got used to seeing the young fella flying around making plays. So um, that's hard to see. But also, we got a bevy of things, like I said, to cover today. Like from the kicking competition, Eddie Pinero, the Thicker Kicker Saturday, watching those guys go at it at the comeback Saturday was interesting watching the kicks. Uh, I know that's your guy, not go, Pop, watching your boy. He
Yeah,
kind of missed one going up in the air.
yeah. He let me down, Q. I
Yeah,
thought he had a leg up on things, but
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
kind of let me down. I mean, it was about a 43-yard kick, somewhere around there. I'm gonna tell you right now, Eddie P and Harrison, they are not talking. I mean, they're not even shaking hands. They don't want to be around each other. You can just tell the whole vibe with them. They do not rock with each other. It is a competition, regardless if Eddie P thinks it is or not. It is a competition. You've heard it from your coach himself say, "Well, I'm gonna let it go on as long as possible," because I believe if the rule still stands, they don't have to cut nobody right away. They can just go ahead and do their whole cut at one time, like they did last year, and get down to their 53 roster. So we might see these guys competing for a hot little minute. Preseason's right around the corner, folks. That's where you're really gonna see who's gonna kick it off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna put it on out there. It was named, like I said, it was put in a hat, and the Carolina Panthers coaching staff as well as the players put out there. The number one guy who was standing out at camp so far for them, and they put it out there, DiCaprio Boodle. DiCaprio Boodle was making plays. Like I said, he was out on pitch count. Back together Saturday. Like I said, the number one corner from practice, who everybody was out there ranting and raving about. They got him. Like I said, they got Dane Jackson is opposite the start, opposite the Horn. But Boodle has seems, he became a fan favorite as well as defensive coordinator favorite for Evero. So it's interesting to see the next man up. You got any expectations for Boodle? Pop?
Well, actually, last year, it came out of Buddha DiCaprio. He came out of nowhere last year, and when he was in the game, I mean, he did a very great. I mean, he did a good job. I mean, I'm not mad at him. I'm not sure how old he is, but and for him to be a smaller corner, he did not let that fear put fear in his heart when he went against bigger targets. So he got spunk about him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, another year underneath this regime with the same defense. I mean, hey, all we can do is see what we got. I mean, if he turns out to be the next guy, then it's looking even better for our next year draft.
Look, uh, I like Boodle. I like Troy Hill. Those are two warriors for me because like I said, when the shit hit the fan last season, those two guys stood up and they stood tall, especially Troy Hill. Troy Hill is probably behind J.C. Horn. He's my second favorite DB on the entire team. Like I said, that guy make plays. He got the heart of an elephant out there, and every time you see him, he's always around the ball. And whether he on the island against somebody or whether he, like I said, drop it back in coverage, this guy gives you 100% effort each time. And I can't ask for more from a cornerback in Troy Hill than what I got from him, man. I love the effort from this guy, man. Like I said, Boodle came on. The thing is with Boodle, I need to see more. The sample size that we got from him last night, for me, I need to see it just a little bit more for me to say, okay, I'm on the Boodle train when it comes to it. But I'm definitely giving him a chance. He's definitely earned some respect based off of what he did last year. So I'm here to say it. Shout out to everybody in chat. It's good to see some of these young, scrappy young fellas with that energy, Pop. Them boys got that energy seem like a little bit this year.
Yeah,
Just a
the
little
energy
bit.
the energy was up. The energy was up. This was and me and Q and MDJ Logic, we all talked about this last year. The energy was totally different this practice than last year. So I don't know what them guys are talking about before they come out there. I don't know if it's because we got a new coach, new GM, but the competition is up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right here, and this is what we all came here for today: the bread and the butter, the wideouts, the wide receiving group. Look, Jonathan Mingo has been looking like the most improved from one camp to the next. Look, Saturday he had a bevy of catches. I think I counted at least 3 to 4 of them where he was the man. Now be mindful, this entire wideout group, from Terrence Marshall Jr. making diving catches in the back of the end zone on Saturday, to watching guys like Deontay Johnson like I said, he put a couple of moves on JC. If he only could finish it, he put some moves on JC as well as you saw Thielen making catches. So I say all that to say, Deontay Johnson, I look at that boy and I took a good look at him. I take back everything that I have said up until this point. I never once discredited his football. I never once. Okay, I'll just say it. I never once talked shit about the man, but I'll just say it. I always worried about his attitude and beating that Bryce Young ass. That's what I worried about. That's what my number one concern was. But I'm
What?
gonna tell you like this right here, Pop. The boy can ball. The boy can ball.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to talk to him for a split second later on that night, Saturday night. But just as far as watching him play, it was me and Logic and MDJ both watching, keeping a close eye to him. He's fiery, guys. Like he might get on that microphone in front of that podium, and he may not say much. You know what I'm saying? He's very very calm and collected. But on that field, he's another guy. He is a switch that clicks on. He wants the ball every time the ball is hyped. He wants it every time, and I
Yeah.
understand that because he's competitive and we seen him drop a pass. So maybe let me ask you this, Q. Do you think he's
Hmm.
a person that you need to get him into the game right away faster, or get him warmed up? You know what I'm saying? You like don't try to go away from like get him in the game early. Get him started.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
The,
think you
the
have
more you
to.
get him going, the more you get him chirping and talking, the hotter he seems to get. He just seems to have like a fiery competitiveness to him. Like I said, seeing him up close and personal Saturday, he had a couple of plays where he going one on one with JC. Now JC locked him up for like 2 plays out of the three, but a couple of those plays he had, I'm talking maybe enough landscape to cut grass and go down to Harris Teeter. Goddamn it, he had so much room in between him and JC. He dropped one pass that hit him smack dab right in the hands. But the boy out route that route running ability is second to none. I watched that boy Saturday and I say, God damn, the young fella shifty as hell. I didn't realize he was on that type of level of getting open. You know what I'm saying? The fucker can get open.
Yeah, he's a problem. If Bryce just gets it to him in the right enough time, he's a problem, bro. 'Cause them few little steps he take, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, it is. Y'all will have to see it for your own eyes. If any of y'all didn't get a chance to see it, just close your eyes and picture what we saying. This man's first couple of steps is so quick, and when he turns, if you don't have the right ankles, your ankles are broke because he's gone. He ain't the fastest wide receiver, but he's so shifty and he's a
Yeah,
craftsman of his route running. It's like, ooh, that's what you're gonna say. The first thing you're gonna see, you're like, ooh. And he, man, we just gotta feed him early. You gotta get him in the game early. Or he's gonna shut
man.
down.
Pop, I was one of the hardest critics on Johnson with us making that move and giving up what we gave Jackson for him. And I said to myself, I say, I don't know how this gonna work out. After watching that boy up close and personal, he probably the best receiver we got on this fucking team. Looking at Thielen, because it was like you could see the talent drop off from the other fellas. You know what I'm saying? You could see they're not quite as good as him.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
could you could have seen that. It was evident.
you can tell he's taking his route running very, very serious. There's nobody's gonna sit here and tell you. I mean, unless they blind that went out there, they're gonna tell you Johnson can't run a route. Oh yeah, 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 he can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He cut a fool. I'm trying to tell you, yes, he will. He's something special.
Yeah. And so that's why I say we got a glimpse of Terrence Marshall Jr. A couple of passes that they were doing when it came to the red zone, and they were doing red zones. Like I said, plays. Terrence Marshall Jr. was making diving catches in the fucking back of the end zone, and I'm like, what? Where the hell was this at all year? I couldn't believe it. Mr. Glass, we had a Mr. Glass sighting. This boy got out here and Terrence Marshall Jr. was flying all over the field Saturday. I said, well, I'll be damned. You now when Goat used to say he sat with Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and I would always argue Goat down and say, nah, they're not in the same talent class. They're not in the same area of even being in the same conversation. The boy was trying to show his best. Let me tell you something. If I had to rank the Panther receivers for myself, now this is just me. This is my personal opinion. Deontay Johnson is the best receiver we got. I'm thinking I'm pushing Adam Thielen down just a little bit. I'm putting probably TMJ just off of what you've seen, the ability of what this boy can do. And like I said, I'm the hardest motherfucker on him. But he our second best receiver. Adam Thielen number 3 and Mingo number 4. Mingo was balling Saturday. That's all I'm
Yep.
saying.
Mingo showed up. Mingo showed up for sure. Yeah.
They act like Mingo a cripple though. Like I
I
said, the fan base done turn on Mingo.
I'll be honest with you. I think we needed this, especially Black Cat. We needed. I call them the Twin Towers because TMJ and Mingo they one's a little skinnier than the other one, but they about the same height. So it's hard. You got to know their number when you watching them play, and they do play two different type of games. And Mingo's got a nice size on a pause, but we needed to see if TMJ and Mingo had anything in the tank, and they showed out for us. I mean, they really did. They laid out. I mean, they leaning out to catch passes. They getting up in cornerback faces, talking that shit like how we want. We want to see, you know what I'm saying, some guts, some fiery action. Because we ain't had one of those type of wide receivers in a long time, and these guys weren't coming to play. Like I'm saying, the intensity was up 5,000. It was up.
I'll tell y'all like this right here. Yes, Nick Tri-State. I said who was my number 2 just now. As it stands right now, Johnson is number 1 for me. Now this is me personally. I know Adam Thielen is a constant steady. I know he's gonna always be there. Uh, Johnson can outrun he can outrun him all day on the route running. And for what I'm seeing from Terrence Marshall Jr., that motherfucker was playing like he was Superman Saturday. If he Now this is just me being honest. If he can consistently give me that type of effort that I saw Saturday from him consistently, that's your second best receiver on the entire team. I mean, you see the youthfulness, you see he diving and making one-handed catches. What the hell? We don't got nobody on this roster making no damn one-handed catches. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying
that's a
we
fact.
have talent here. It's just about watching the talent manifest and be consistent. That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying. Consistency. That's the thing. We got peanut butter, no jelly, ham, no burger. Terrence Marshall Jr. can run the fuck out of routes. And it used to be that when it got time for him to catch, he would come up short. Or he couldn't consistently do it more than one time. That's the thing I'm talking about. You got to be able to do it. Now, Deontay Johnson can run the fuck out of routes, but when it mattered the most, I'll watch a couple of passes smack him right in the hand, and he drop it.
Dropsies.
Dropped it. Just flat out dropped it. That's unacceptable for you to run such a beautiful damn route. Almost brought a tear to my eye watching how good he ran that fucking route. And to see him, the ball hit him right in the hand and the bitch drop it. Lord
And it
have
was
mercy.
and it was right in front of us, y'all. I'm talking about right in front of you, in the back left corner. And that's where we was at. We seen it. We was like, no! Like you should have hold out. Like our whole section was like, oh no, you gotta catch that. You know, we was mad. He was mad about it too. He was mad about it too. He know he should have reeled it in. I'm a I'm gonna nominate one more guy that I've been rooting for. You know, y'all, if y'all that guys don't know anything about me, I always go for the underdog. I like the underdog. So the underdog for the camp that showed me what I've been trying to see is ISM. ISM, he had no drop passes and he cooked everybody that was in front of him, except for JC Horn. I'm not gonna throw JC Horn on that. He did not lock up with JC Horn. They've been using Dame Jackson and JC Horn on the top 3 wide receivers, which is your Thielen or your Xavier Legette, your Deontay Johnson, your Mingo. They've been putting them on JT Horn and Dame Jackson. They have been getting the most work for the top tier guys. But somebody that y'all need to pay attention to that I think we should kind of get behind is ISM. ISM has been cooking. I'm talking about cooking these boys. Red zone and from yards away, killing them. And
I gotta see more. I gotta see more pop. God damn it, I got to see more ISF, man.
if MDJ get on here, he'll acknowledge what I'm saying. He's like, who is that? I said, that's ISM. He said, damn. And I seen Jalen Coker cook one person one time. You know, he didn't get a lot of reps, But that move he did, Jalen Coker has something with him too. But he's in a hard room. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make practice squad. But he got some skills too. But ISM, he's definitely making the team. You heard it here first. Definitely making the team.
So shout out to King JP. He said, I'm not putting TMJ over Thielen based on practice reps. TMJ always been a mini camp warrior. Bro, I say that same shit about it. We watched that boy stay at the practice last year and work his ass off, and none of that shit manifested on the field last year. But this shit here, King JP, no lie, this boy catching a 30-yard, 25-yard pass in the back of the end zone with one hand over a motherfucker. Get up talking shit. He about goddamn got into a scrap fest with the DB. Am I right? Pop.
The
Didn't the
whole
boy
the,
not get
the
up,
whole
Chippy?
the whole team had to break him up. The whole
Yeah,
team. They all ran over there like, oh, like he bossed that boy. He did. And
straight
and
up.
and I got to see more for TMJ either. I mean, now that he done gave us a little sample, can he keep doing it? And y'all can't keep saying that he's a mini camp warrior because his first 2 years was hurt. His first year, he was hurt in OTAs. He didn't get to practice like that. He can't. So when did he really show that he was a mini camp warrior?
Look, if a nigga can catch a one-handed pass over a motherfucker and get up, talk shit and all that right there, look, I expect that type of energy every time you snap, every time that ball snap. I expect that same fucking energy. I don't know if he just had his weedy Saturday. I don't know what the fuck it was. He got a fresh piece of squish. I don't know what it was. But that boy there be motivated Saturday. Now I pray to God he find a way to do that, duplicate that again. I hope he do.
PBG said, "How did Legette look?" Um, from my standpoint, because we all were trying to keep our eyes on so many different players at one time. One thing I will tell y'all, he never gives up on a play. He never. There was one time where Bryce Young had to get out the pocket. He held on the ball too long. I'm not going to talk about Bryce today. Not like that. Um,
Uh,
he had ISM underneath, and he had Xavier Legette. Now Xavier Legette came from the opposite side of the field and ran all the way over to the right, where Bryce Young was rolling out to. And he had Xavier Legette wide open. If Bryce would have put a little more oomph into it would have been a touchdown. By Xavier Legette's fast, bro. He's fast. He's physical. He's just gonna need some time, but he's got plenty of what you need to get started. He got the starter kit right now. How about that?
but
I've been seeing him cook. He got this one little move where he fades like he's going inside and then cut back right. Kills
I,
them
I got a
every
problem,
time.
Pop. I got a problem, Pop. I got a problem, Pop.
Here we go.
You ain't gonna like this.
Maybe.
My my number one problem with Xavier Legette is how he's being used. Every time we see him, it's a screen, misdirection, or some type of gadget type of play where they got him going across the middle of the field. Now, number one, if you're struggling with route running abilities, what do? They put you across the field so you can get yourself open and always stay open. They're trying to mask his inabilities in running routes. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to put him in positions where okay, he can utilize his speeds and get matchups with different safeties. Now that's bad if you traded up in the first round for a guy and you got to mask his deficiencies. That's
Hmm.
not good.
Well,
That's really not.
could it be that he's having one of the Mingo effects, not putting him in the right routes that's best for him? Because that was one of the things that I looked at Mingo. I'm not saying that like D'Angelo, he said he can't run routes. I think there's certain routes that each wide receiver does better than other routes, right? So when I see Xavier Legette, he has some routes I think he runs better than others. I mean, he has to work on them, but I mean, his pure effort, he got it. His speed, he got it. Up the jump, the high point the ball, he got it. But hey, we got a weapon. They're gonna use him as a gadget player at first. Let him get comfortable, get to the speed of the game. I didn't expect him to be as polished. I knew he was gonna have to work on it. I mean, but hey, is he a weapon though, Q? Yes, he's a weapon though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nick Tri-State, welcome to the building, man. What's going on with you?
What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, we chilling, man. Chilling,
Chiller,
man.
yo.
Coming from camp.
Yeah, I feel that. Hey, man, what homie just said exactly. It's a skill, bro. Being able to high point the ball, and I've been critical of Xavier's route running for sure. But man, he got a special ability of being able to go and high point that ball, bro. Because that really is a skill, man. You know what I mean? Being able to just go and get it at exactly what it means, a higher point. It gives you that advantage. You get your two hands on that ball before that other corner every single time. I'm gonna like your chances. Obviously, I think all of us would. So that's definitely a good ability to have. And I don't know, man. His route running been looking kind of nice from what I saw. Like he's doing his thing. He's definitely doing. He's lighting it up.
Let me ask you this, Q. And we're just coming from our number one corner when he talked
Mm.
about him going against Xavier Legette and how hard it was. I tell y'all what, y'all. If they put their number two corner on Xavier Legette and he's small, he gonna get ate up.
Good luck. Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Well, that's what I was saying about the mismatches. Because think about it, if he in the slot a lot of time, he gonna be getting your slot corners, which is they're gonna be smaller than him. You talking about 5'11", 5'10" guys probably. If not, he gonna get a safety on him majority of the time going across that middle. He should be able to burn them boys running a 4-3, man. He should be
Oh yeah, he
every
got it.
time. I expect that boy to come out and dominate in the slot if they're gonna start utilizing him like this right here. Because you haven't seen not one post route, you haven't seen not everything he has run has been a goddamn screen or some type of reverse that they're running for him. I don't understand it. MDJ, talk to me.
Yo, what's good with y'all?
What's going on with you?
Ain't that man? Look, I seen y'all live, man. What y'all in here talking about?
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. The wide receiver conversation is already up there. I know you do it. But the wide receiver conversation. Do we have enough? Do the Carolina Panthers right now with Deontay, Terrence Monster Jr., like I said, Mingo. Fuck it. Mingo was balling Saturday. Adam Thielen. Do we have enough at receiver right now to get by?
Yeah, it shouldn't be none of that mess we had last year where people were complaining about separation and the receivers don't have ability. Hey, look, man, your wide receiver group is more than capable of giving you some offensive output this season. I tell you that. A lot of it is young players, but they actually coming along. So I think we got more than enough as far as wide receiver play. I really do.
Yeah. I wish I would have seen more of Sanders. But MDJ, who was the guys that stood out to you? Because you was there. MDJ sat beside me, y'all. We was right beside each other.
You talking about like as far as like the wide receivers?
Yeah, at the when we went to go look at the camp. What wide receiver stood out to you?
I'm not gonna lie, like as far as what they were doing, it was damn TMJ and ISM. But honestly, all of them look good. Seriously, all of them look good. Mingo, Adam Thielen is Adam Thielen. Him and Bryce Young connection is just natural, and I kind of seen it. Like they just got a sense for each other. So Adam Thielen, as much as I've been talking about him these last couple of weeks, I hope he actually stays around. And yeah, it may take a little playing time from TMJ or Mingo, but that connection is just natural.
I mean, hey, we got Thielen under contract through next year, so hopefully he does stay a Panther the whole time. I feel like he's a perfect slot guy for this year and next year for our team as a slot guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Xavier's going to be more of the outside guy, and then Deontay's just the question mark, right? Do you re-sign him? Do you let him walk and go and get another guy? Do you let him walk and Mingo? If Mingo flashes this year and goes crazy, we're in a crazy situation, right? Because it's like we could just let Deontay Johnson walk at that point. Because you got Mingo, like if he's coming up, obviously that's the big if with Legette, and then if you still have Thielen in the slot, that's a nice little, you know what I mean. Bryce is coming up with people in his third year now. He's built camaraderie with guys around him. You know what I mean. That's where that's where that could potentially be the boom year. You know what I mean. But if Deontay goes off and then you bring him back and Mingo shows some flashes, next year the receiving core, you know what I mean, is primed for a real crazy year.
Yeah,
And if you
but
think it, oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
If
Well,
you
I was
think
just getting
about,
ready to say.
oh, go ahead. My bad.
I,
Go ahead, Q.
I was just getting ready to say Look, we had expectations for Mingo too soon, too early
Yeah.
last season for him. Like I said, 418 yards is really good for a rookie receiver to break out with. The problem was he didn't do it on Panther fans' timetable, and that's the problem. We accelerate too much of what we expect from these guys. Mingo was a good receiver last year. He didn't run the best routes, but he still was serviceable.
I gotta disagree with you there, Q, in the sense that 418 yards for an early second round pick, I don't see deem that as enough. Not
Well,
for an early
considering
second
who
round
throwing the
pick, bro.
ball to him, considering the
Cons-
all-time, terrible year that he had at quarterback, that's pretty good
Don't
considering.
get me
I'm just
wrong. Don't
saying.
get me wrong. He definitely came on way
and the
better toward
scheme
the end of
too.
the year. He showed his flashes toward the end of the year. Sure, he had a rough start. I give any rookie a 4 to 6, 8 week, grace period when they're a rookie. You know what I mean? Because the game is just different. It's way faster than college. You know what I mean? So it's an adjustment. But he came on. He definitely played a lot better toward the second half of the season. That's for sure. I just hate the way he run with the ball in his hands. That shit bothered me, fellas. He don't look weird when he run with the ball in his hands, to y'all. He
Nah,
look
not really.
weird as hell when he be running
to,
sometimes.
to me, he turns into a running back.
Hey,
He
look,
run
for a
funny.
wide receiver, Jonathan Mingo is huge for a wide receiver.
Oh yeah, for
That
sure.
boy thick.
Hmm.
it's a big
Pause. No
dude.
homo. No homo. Boy
No,
thick.
we grown men talking sports. You feel me?
Paul.
That I hate I hate
Yeah.
I hate what today's society came into, bro. Feel me? We talking
But
sports, obviously. It's
yeah,
you feel me?
you never know what's hanging around. But yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, y'all know what I'm
Some
getting at though. Y'all
insensitive
know what I'm
ass
getting at.
people and shit.
But
People question their
I,
own.
I love the connotation to be petty anytime, so I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me. But nah, I mean, MBJ is right. I mean, if you look at TMJ standing together, Marshall and Mingo, the three of them, they some big guys, bro.
I'll tell you
Like
one thing.
you,
Y'all telling me about TMJ. I read a lot on Twitter about TMJ. If he keeps doing what he's doing and he shows out in the preseason, man, he's making the job for them is going to be tough. How many if TMJ goes off, how many wide receivers do you think we carry on the season? 5 or 6? Because it's looking like we're going to carry 4 tight ends.
my prediction, and I've been saying this. I don't think so. I don't think Sullivan gonna make it. All them
So you
running
think we're
backs
going
ain't.
3? Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go 3 tight ends. My prediction is probably wrong, but I said 7 wide receivers.
Mm.
I know that sounds like a lot, but you
Oh,
know what
that
I'm
is a
saying.
lot.
But I think you can never have too many weapons. And then we're in a good spot too financially, right? Let's say Deontay balls out. Let's say Terrence Marshall balls out. You ain't gonna have to pay Terrence Marshall a whole bunch of money, and you can lock both of those guys for the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only way you pay TMJ big money is if he gets over 1,000, which we all know he probably won't.
Yeah.
Um, if he gets around 500 yards this season right here, you probably benefit from paying him probably less than $10 million a year per year. So that's not a
My
bad lockup. He in his 4th year, so I take that.
my thing my thing is with TMJ is like just target share and snap share, right? Because it's like you traded for Deontay, you got Thielen, you paying him $9-10 million, then you drafted Legette and Mingo. So it's like, how much is he really gonna get on the field?
But
You know what I mean?
that's what makes it important.
Mm-hmm.
Every snap is going to have to count because what they're really also trying to see is not the fact that they can run routes and catch the ball, but we're going to be running first. You got 3 big wide receivers who can block. Now I ain't going Deontay. He ain't out there blocking. I'm trying to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That dude, he ain't blocking. He ain't going out there doing no blocking. He's a smaller guy. But if depending on how they want to run the scheme, you have these guys with a right height and right weight to get out there and set the edge and help block for you. You know what I'm saying? And with speed. So I mean, it's a good look.
Yeah, Deontay definitely ain't no blocker, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I want to keep it at because you got bigger guys like TMJ that let them boys handle the bulk of the blocking and stuff like that. Look, Deontay Johnson showed me enough. Like I said, I talked cash shit about having him come over here when he first came over here until I went and laid eyes on him Saturday. And like I said, the boy is a legit wide receiver, man. It's
Oh yeah.
just once again concentrating and bringing them catches in. That's all. MDJ, you could have that one, dog. I ain't gonna. You didn't hear me talk no more shit about Deontay.
Hey,
The
bold
only thing with
prediction.
him
We trade
is his mindset.
TMJ. We trade TMJ by the end of he has a stellar preseason. We
Ah,
trade
damn.
him on the stock side. Yep. Get
Nah,
a draft pick.
they're not gonna give you anything for TMJ. They're not
Because
gonna give you.
the reason why I say that, fellas, is this, right? Because now you're coming up on a situation where you might not re-sign him just off of, like I just said, you got 4 receivers in front of him. You signed Amir Smith-Marset. Coker showed some flashes I saw and read about and on Saturday. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
the
but
money, we kind of
I
strapped situation money-wise.
no. I understand him only signed for the 1-year contract, so he might be the man out the door, which I hope he's not. But just to be straight up blunt with it, I mean, he might be the guy out. But he has great traits that he brings to not only special teams, but the routes that he was able to get, the time. He's not gonna cost you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? He's not. He's not. All these guys we could sign, that the only one that's gonna be expensive is Deontay. I mean, and Terrence Marshall, he don't need to be paid right now. Only 2 wide receivers that's gonna be looking for a check is TMJ and Deontay. Nobody else really and who else needs to get paid on this team this year? Q. We're gonna lose Shaq probably, so we ain't gonna pay him no more. That's
It's
Yeah.
more
gonna be
money
time
coming
to
to
pay
us.
Chuba,
JC big money too. Chuba, all them
Chuba
boys
Hubbard,
gonna want money.
JC.
Chuba not coming
Yeah.
back.
Xavier Woods is on the end of his deal. So you can
Don't
expect
write
he
him
gonna be
off.
balling crazy.
I don't think we bring Chuba back unless it's a real team-friendly deal. Because we got our guy in
Hmm.
Brooks. He's going to
And
be
I
that workhorse.
and I believe he'll take it. I believe he'll take it. I don't
That'd
think
be
he.
ill if he does. But he'd have to understand, next year you'd be the RB2. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
You're not going to get 15, 20 carries anymore. You're going to get like 6, 7, if that.
nah, he
Another
can.
thing I saw,
Nah,
they
this
were
kid
they
Brooks
were
is no
using
joke.
Rashad Penny at the goal line too. Like a lot of the runs
Yeah, I
they went
saw
ahead
that.
and took in, it was Rashad Penny that was
Hey, if
getting the
there's
touches.
one thing the Panthers know how to do, fellas, in their history, we draft good D linemen and we draft good running backs. Look in our 30-year history, how many great running backs we've honestly drafted. In the last 15 years alone, we drafted D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, Christian McCaffrey. Um, who else? We drafted a couple more. Biaka Batuka was nice that we drafted. We drafted a few nice running backs in our brief history.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Running backs ain't getting paid a lot of money, and so that's what I'm saying. If you think about it, we're in a financial good situation as far as paying anybody, because Chuba's not gonna cost a lot of money. TMJ's not gonna cost a lot of money. Uh, there's nobody who's about to get a big bag. Nobody other than J.C. Horn and Deontay. Those are
Yeah,
two
that's your
guys.
money.
That's your
JC
money.
gonna cost you north for $20 million probably.
Yeah,
That's where his money.
JC's gonna cost a
And
pretty penny.
he
He
might
just got
give
if
us
he stay healthy. God willing.
he might give us a discount where you're paying him like 17.5,
I'll take that all day.
18.5.
I'll take that all day.
Yeah, because he know his situation, the way he been at with his health. So I don't expect him to come
Could
and try
be
to break
heavily
no bank.
incentive based. I feel you on that, dog. He could agree to something lighter, but it's like, if I play 90% of my snaps and I get 6 interceptions, then I get that extra 4 or 5 milli. You know what I mean? He could do something like that.
Yeah, they'll probably have some kind of incentive based
Yeah,
on playing
yeah.
time and what he do on the
Production.
field. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Vietnam said he heard that Bryce threw a couple of deep passes today. Did anyone see it?
I
Yeah,
seen
he
I
did.
seen Bryce.
I
I seen a
I
lot of Bryce thing
I
late
sent
after
you
practice.
one earlier.
I like that.
That's
but
the one
this
you
was
sent me on Instagram?
but NDJ, the one I
Yeah,
seen,
it was the Legette.
this is my thing. Cause I seen a pass today to Legette, and then I seen another one to Ian Thomas. If you're thinking about a deep ball, we're talking about probably 30 yards. That's about where I'm gonna see Bryce Young throwing about 30 yards. That's his deep ball.
He'll
Yeah,
probably
I
take
mean,
1 or 2 play action shots a game, which is about right for the type of quarterback he is, honestly, man. I think
hmm
it's going to be a power run game, West Coast short passes, and they'll take a few shots off that play action. That'll be about it, man. You're not going to see no up and down. You're not going to see a lot of deep shots like Baker did last year. You just ain't going to see it. Not with that quarterback.
Yeah, you could see the arm difference, like when you would see Andy make passes and see Bryce try to make like that out route, that pass out there, just 20 yards right in front of him. You could see the arm strength difference. So the number one thing for Canales, know the strengths of your quarterback. Don't sit out here and try to make him do something that's going to make him struggle just because people want to see deep passes and stuff like that. Work to your strengths, man. If your quarterback is short and intermediate, keep that boy as short and intermediate and be the best goddamn short and intermediate passer you can be. Just be the best at it.
You know what? If I was gonna say something nice about Bryce, I think that's where he's great at short and intermediate throws. I mean, I've seen him make several passes that were short and intermediate, and they were on point. I mean, I gotta say it. Like he found Thielen. I know which play MDJ talking about. He found Thielen like he was about to scramble, and he just dumped it off to him. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
But he
That,
also threw a pass that Thielen, if he was in a real game, that would have got Thielen carted off the field or interception.
now, Pop, I'm gonna be real with you. That boy hold on to the ball a little bit too long, just a little
Yeah,
bit too long. Cause
let's get
that
into that.
one read,
That's
that
one
one
thing I
like,
saw. He
there's
definitely do that.
every play that he did, he stares down that read one, that first read. He stares it down so long. By the time he even looked to the second read, I'm talking about by the boom, the defense already at him. So that's going to be a problem going forward because he may potentially, those may be potentially sacks in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
going to be high level sacks too. Because I'm talking about, bro, you just standing there with your feet planted, you just looking.
right. There is nothing, and I want y'all to be clear. This is not Black Cat hating on Bryce. This is us giving an assessment of what we seen. You can no longer blame the offensive line after they've held up their man for a certain amount of time, and then he bails out and start running and holding on to the ball and not getting rid of it. It's no longer the offensive line's fault. He has to get rid of that ball. He has to, y'all. So I don't.
He literally had no excuses this year.
Yeah,
None.
the weapons there. The weapons are there. For me, to answer the question of what you see in the thumbnail, do the Panthers have enough weapons? Do the Panthers have enough wideouts? To me, yes. The
Yes, we do,
potential is
and we
there.
have a valid offensive line. I think
There you
people are
go.
underrating how good our offensive line is going to be this year. People are going to be surprised how good our offensive line is going to be this year.
Lord have
I
mercy.
think Corbett's going to be a fine center. Don't y'all worry, fellas.
I'm not banking on
That
that.
man, oh, I'll
I'm
bank on
not.
it. That man's been groomed to be an emergency center since he's been in college. He knows how to play center. He's always known how to play center.
Why? Just looking over? I mean, other than that, what else has he? I mean, because yes, they talked about
Because
him playing
Corbett,
it in the beginning of college, but come on, the man ain't played that shit none of his career.
you'll see, Q. You'll see.
So what is it? Blind faith or something on it?
No, I'm
Blind
just
faith. Faith for the
no,
mustard seed. Faith for the mustard seed.
I have faith in Austin. Yeah, I have faith in Austin Corbett, the pro, and I have faith in Austin Corbett and the information that I took from what his college coach said and Sean McVay said about him being able to play center. So I'm just gonna take that. Obviously, they could just be saying it, you know what I mean, to grease their
Mm,
guy up. Obviously, I know that how that go, but I think
mm-hmm.
Austin Corbett has always displayed like a professional. Like that man's a pro's pro. I think him
Hey,
at center.
he a
I
damn
think
good
him at
guard,
center.
dog. He a damn good guard. But at
Yeah.
center, that's a different ball. Now, granted, Nick, he was calling out the protections and all that stuff when he was on the field. He's a leader. We know that.
Yep.
But that's a different ball game when you up under center and you taking on a nose tackle that's ready to tear your goddamn head off. That's a different gameplay right there.
You're right,
That's all I'm saying.
it ain't bad when you got what damn near over 700 pounds to the left and right of you to help you on that nose
Well,
tackle.
we don't know what them boys gonna be yet either. Now we pay them some money. We hoping they'll be good too. I got faith that Hunt gonna be good. I'm
I
not too
think
sure about
Damien.
Lewis.
I think we have plenty of faith. I have plenty of faith in Lewis. Why? Because it's a comfortability thing. Seattle, he knows Dave Canales. Dave Canales knows him. So not everything's going to be similar, but some things in the run game may be similar. So I think, and that's where Damian Lewis played his best football in Seattle these past 3-4 years.
Now I'm gonna tell you one
God
thing.
damn.
Corbett went in there on his press conference, and I know a lot of people question Corbett. I'm questioning Corbett. I have every right to. Um,
We all do
but
for sure.
but he definitely seems like the way he's talking about this O line is totally different. How he was talking about it the year before. He got some bragging rights. He's like, man, you see all the guys I'm surrounded by.
Yeah, I mean,
It feels
he
like he's
may
more
need them to take
secure.
his spot because, like I say, he never hurt 2 years in a row. I
Yeah,
don't give a fuck what nobody say. At the end of the day, when you've been hurt 2 years on a row, ACL, then the MCL, slow your goddamn roll. I don't know if you're gonna be here this whole season because it started off good every year, and we keep getting this motherfucker getting carted off. So that's why I say pump the damn brakes on Austin Colbert. I love him, but I'm not gonna sit here and gloat this nigga to the ceiling. I'm not about to
No,
do it.
no, no, Q. If you're questioning the durability, I'm all with you. I'm talking about the productivity at center. Like I have no question about that. I definitely got questions about the durability. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying the productivity at center will be there if when he's on the
Well,
field.
I
Like
can't
he's gonna
definitively
hold his
say
own.
that too, Nick, because he's never played the position. I don't
I
know
got
that.
you. It is blind faith, but I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised. We
Can
all
I
will.
say this though? Can I say this? As far as the guards, I ain't talking about Corbett now.
Mhm.
As far as the guards, I heard Q say they should be good. You ain't got no reason to think they wouldn't be good. He was good in Miami. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to say Hunt ain't gonna be good. Damian Lewis, maybe you can question that a little bit. But like he was saying, he got familiarity with the coach. I mean,
I just
it ain't
use
no
the
reason to
word
think he ain't gonna be
should
good.
because when you pay a nigga $100 million, he damn sure better be good. You know what I'm
He
saying?
better be good.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
he
Facts.
still got to come out and play in the season. So that's why I say he should be good. I'm not sitting
Yeah,
here saying he
but
don't have the talent. The motherfucker got talent, but I
I
got to
I
see
I
it.
I, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but y'all, Canales was a quarterbacks coach over there. That's the highest he was over there. I, y'all, every time you say something because somebody was in Seattle, you act like this guy was hands on with those people or something. He was in the building. He seen them, but he wasn't. He didn't have. He was a positions coach, quarterback coach. I mean, he didn't have nothing to do with the offensive line.
Well, I ain't saying that
Stop
he
that.
showed them everything they know. All I'm saying, Gold, is that he believed in them. He's seen them up close. So if anybody would know, he would know better than us, right?
Okay. All right. If you won't go there, like I said, I ain't gonna be Debbie Downer. As a matter of fact, since it's on my mind, hey y'all, if y'all know prayer, man, give it up to Neo Shadow Wolf's grandmother who touched me the other day, and she's a fan of the show. Listen to the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's got cancer. Man, if y'all go to Discord, man, and give prayers up to Neo Shadow Wolf's grandmother, uh, they would appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate. Thank you for listening. And that like I said, that made my day the other day when I found out that you listened to the show and everything like that. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah, it was good to hear too. It was. It was
yeah,
good.
good.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we prayers going to them and Kitty too and her family.
Yes, all day
yeah,
long,
yeah,
man.
yeah. And
Shout out to
get
the
to her
Black
family.
Cat family, man. Yes. Make sure if you're coming on in, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on your way on in. Do us a favor and like the video. Just don't come in and peek and be a peekaboo viewer. Make sure you like the video on your way on in. There's a lot we talking about today. We talking about the weapons. We talking about who stood out, who's not. You know, like I say, who's hot and who's not. We just was on the offensive line. There's a lot to cover right now. And like Nick said a few seconds ago, or was it MDJ? I said the word should. These boys should be good. And I'm saying that cautiously because I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if these guys are going to come out and be what they are paid to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that for sure. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it should be like I asked everybody. Say everybody. Hey man, it's an upgrade. They said they upgraded. They spent 155 on the line. Hey, production from the guard position, we know we didn't have it last year because we were playing backups guys who wasn't developed yet, like my man from NC State and Nash Jensen and uh, um, the other cat. It was 3 on one side and
Throckmorton.
another 4 was Throckmorton that left up out of there, man. All of them they were playing merry-go-round, man. It was a vicious circle of guys getting their neck hurt, their toe hurt, they whatever hurt. No kind of continuity at that position last year on either side. Which a lot of people want to say it's an excuse. Bozeman, the center, who was the center here, he's over in San Diego now, the Chargers, and you can't get continuity with guy getting hurt 1 week, and then there's another face on the other side of you, right side or left side of you the next week, then the right side or the left side of you the next week. Chandler Savala, who the coach said wasn't ready. So that's the middle of the defense, yeah. I mean the middle of the offense. It was getting blowed up. We know that. Was they last in the league? No. You can go ahead, they were never last in the league. Were they bad? Yeah, they were bad. Were they the worst? Now we already showed you that over here one time. We did a comparison against this line. This guy was doing good. This whatever. So hey, upgrade. Make no mistake about it. I didn't go to camp like these guys went to camp. You're listening to them. They telling you through their own eyes what they saw Saturday.
You
But
know
it
what?
better be an upgrade.
Go
That's
ahead,
all
Double
I
J.
know.
Yeah,
Better be.
yeah,
You know one
yeah.
thing we
That's
saw
damn
we saw
true.
last year that we didn't see this year, but we just seen it. Well, we seen it this year, but just with different players.
What's that?
We seen last year Terrence Marshall Jr. and Mingo sitting out there with the jug machine. But who did we see this time? We seen Chuba and we seen Deontay. I thought that was interesting.
Hmm.
Getting
This is
You
reps
know
after
what
after
practice.
else?
after practice.
You
Hmm.
know what else we saw? And like I
Okay.
said earlier, I said this to MDJ. Number one, watching these practices and watching the organized activities, man, it was a difference just watching competent organized activities. That's something we didn't even see last year at camp. Camp, the boys were just basically running around. They would do 2 snaps. They were sharing the snaps, which was to me one of some of the stupidest shit I seen last year. But they were sharing snaps last year between Andy, like I said, Bryce Young, and there was another quarterback that they had there. Jake Luton.
The drunk.
Was it
The
Luton?
drunk. No, Corral, the drunk.
No,
Correct. Damn. Damn,
no,
why you doing like that?
Corral wasn't here last year.
Yes, he was.
Jake Luton was here last year.
I thought it was Luton at camp.
Yeah,
Remember
Corral was.
Corral? You remember Corral when we went to camp? Matt Corral was at camp.
Mm.
Dang, I don't forgot about him, man.
Damn, they had like
Matt Corral
Corral
was at
just
camp,
Corral was there
and
because
then
they got rid of him afterwards.
they got rid of Corral after preseason.
Preseason. Yeah.
Yeah,
704
it was
was
Matt
good, my
Corral.
boy. So it's different watching organized. Like I said, you seen them running 707, 11 on 11. You seeing red zone. Like I said, we didn't see none of that last year. To tell you the truth, it was just a bunch of guys out there kind of doing their own thing last year. This year,
Mhm.
you see the wide receivers together. You see all of the quarterbacks working with the wide receivers, and like I said, you see the offensive line coming in, rotating out. The defensive line, offense versus defense, they were rotating in and out. It was good to see, like I said, the ones versus the ones in practice. It was good. You get a chance to really gauge the talent level and gauge what you were seeing on the field. That's why I keep saying it's somewhat of a night and day difference. This offense is going to be competitive this year. Now, I always said it's not going to lead to many wins, but they're going to be way more competitive than they was last year. Because, like I said, Frank Wright was just a terrible coach. Terrible. It was a terrible ran organization last year from the top to bottom. Like I said, offensive coordinator Brown was non-existent last year. You could see it. Camping, he was so worried about snitching instead of getting out there, getting his shit together, worried about that goddamn offensive line. They had a lot going
Yeah.
on last season.
Yeah, you're right. And another thing we seen was after the practice was starting to slow down, or while the defense was doing their thing, they definitely made sure that Bryce, Thielen, Mingo, and Deontay would get more reps with each other from the other end of the field. Made sure that these boys are still getting in some practice. So the 1-2 guys, Thielen and Thielen and Deontay for right now. I think that's how the season gonna start, but I don't think that's just how it's going to end. Because I believe one of these guys gonna turn up.
Hey, look, it was a guy in the chat. He had a good question. Like, in y'all opinion, what y'all think as far as this season? What do y'all think the offense, as far as ranking, might end up looking like? You know, if you just had to say, I think Atlanta boy had it in the chat when I looked at it.
Okay. First of all, you want to take that question, MJ, or what do you want?
Oh yeah, just,
Here you
for
go.
me, I think it'll be about at best, probably about middle of the pack. And the reason I say at best is because I don't think you got a lot of downfield. You don't get a lot of downfield play from your quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I think Bryce will be fine. I think he'll be improved. I just think you'll have more efficiency on the offensive end. You'll see a lot more chains moving and third downs. I can't say what it'll correlate as far as more points scored or anything like that, but you'll definitely see better play on third down and more chains moving. You'll see a lot more third and short just because
Yeah.
offensively, I think the scheme will be conducive to that.
Think about it, MDJ. We average about 4.1 yards as an offense totally, every time we step foot on that field last year. Totally. 4.1 yards. Like I always tell you guys, running backs are asked to carry at least almost close to 5 yards per carry, if they can. Um, so to know that we couldn't even get running back yardage from, per pass, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You barely averaged 4 yards per pass last year. So coming out here,
Yeah.
my expectations for this offense is we're probably going to move up from 31, 32 to about maybe 25. Maybe 25. That's about what I expect. That's going to keep us competitive in games. But we know the end all be all is going to live and die with what we have behind center. And that's going to be determining how far we really go. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's going to all predicate on. What could we get from this young fella that could move us into greater heights? That's all.
Yeah, I can. If I can piggyback off of that, I agree with you. I would say about 25. This is the main thing for this team to look like anything. It's only one word. It's stay focused. Don't get distracted. If they stay focused, other than health, I mean, of course, we want them to stay healthy. But if these guys actually just lock in, stay focused, they're gonna look like somebody. Unlike we did last year, it was a lot of drama going on, fussing and fighting. I don't think they have that this year. You know what I'm saying? So the guys just come in and do their job. If they just stay focused through each and every play, focus also means don't drop those passes, especially if Bryce put it there where you can get it. I don't want to hear, oh, it was Bryce's fault. No, it was your fault. You should have caught that ball. So stay focused. That's all they got to do. That's the main. That could either help them or hurt them if they don't do it.
Well, this is the year of accountability. We're gonna start having to hold everybody accountable now, not just okay. Let's hold the wide receivers accountable for separating and stuff like that. No, no, no. We got to hold the quarterback accountable for getting the ball to them, delivering. We got to hold the coach accountable for making sure that he draw up plays and situational football where we look like a competent football franchise. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of whenever I go places and I put my pad together on, motherfuckers laughing me up out of the building. That happened to me every day, just about. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be a competently ran franchise. And it's starting to look like it's somewhat headed in the right direction. Like I said, just noticing how they ran the first practice at the big day back at it Saturday, it was good to see. It was like a breath of fresh air because we had been fucking up so bad. I didn't even think it was common for us to see something as normal as a regular fucking practice. You get what I'm saying? That's just how bad shit is. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
how
the
bad
truth.
it was. We couldn't even see a regular ass practice.
Hey, Q, I got a
Yes, sir.
nickname for the O line. I'm gonna
What's
call
that
them
now? What's that now?
the big back cats.
I don't give a damn what you call them, son of a bitch, as long as the bitch get out there and move. Get your big ass on over there and roll, motherfucker.
Hey, Robert
Yes,
Hunt
sir.
is a big person, y'all. That is a huge person, man. I'm trying to tell you. Whew. Big dude, bro.
Oh, that joker say they laughing because I'm black as hell. I hear you, 704. You know what? I can sell some of this black to your ass, you high yellow motherfucker, you. It's all good. It's all good.
Boy, light skin and dark skin been beefing since the 90s. Boy, I tell you.
Since the
Yes, sir.
90s.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Them yellow niggas always upset at us. I don't know why.
Mm-mm.
Always, though. But anyway, go. What's your
Yes,
expectations
sir.
for this season, go?
Expectations.
Offensively.
Talking
Offensively, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, offensively.
man, offensively, expectations. I mean, they should be better. You start with the offensive line. I gotta when you spend that type of money in the offensive line, you better be better. That's all I can tell you. You better be better.
Damn,
The resume
damn,
coming
sound like it
in.
hurt, go.
I, I mean, y'all know I got reservations about what they did in free agency,
As you
and it's
should,
Yeah,
as you
only
should.
because
yeah, yeah.
it was such a tunnel
No need to
vision
no need
on
to revisit it
on
now.
no. It was such a tunnel vision on getting stuff for one person, right? I think they neglected to look at a lot of other stuff, the holes on this team. Reason why? First day of camp, we're bringing in edge rushers, outside linebackers, edge rushers, whatever you want to classify them as. The guys that they brought in, the guy that played for the 49ers, and then I think it was another guy that played for the Colts, or wherever they played at. But I scratched my head when the first day of camp and in February and then March free agency starts, and then you didn't address, you didn't know this needed to be done in free agency or whatever. I mean, those same guys have been out there the whole time. Why are you
Well,
just working them guys out the beginning of
maybe it's
camp
time
or
to go.
saying
Maybe
we need
maybe
help?
they had specifically a set
Okay,
time to do this. Maybe.
um, Q as
Hmm?
the way the NFL works, you snooze, you lose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
When that
okay.
clock hit, it's almost been on like the clock on the draft. When that
Mm,
clock hits the free agency, let's just use free agency. Now, those guys start coming off the board. It start a bidding war like like you had an auction or whatever. And you're supposed to have it set like I'm only gonna pay this much for this guy here. We're not gonna overpay because we got a budget. We're gonna stick to that. If we don't get this guy, we get this guy, ABC, you know, or figure out another option, or go with the guy that we got in house, or whatever. Just like y'all said, a competent ran camp that y'all seen Saturday, you still have to have a competently ran free agency, draft, all that type of stuff. It
damn, go.
makes
You
me,
expect to hit
like I
on
said,
everything?
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say
I just
that. It
asked.
just makes me
Do
scratch
you
my
expect to
head.
get
I
everything
scratch,
right though?
I scratch my head when
Mm,
you're bringing in. Do you remember last year when we brought in corners? The
mm.
whole time we were saying, because you remember, let's go back.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you don't
Oh,
know your history, you're bound
we
to
not
repeat it.
doing history today. God damn it! I'm not going all the way
Well,
back. No, sir.
Did
Not Miss Fritz. I'm
they
not going all the way back today. God
1972.
damn it.
stick
But
your head
did
in the
they
sand.
address
Ha ha ha
anything
ha
though?
ha. It's
I'm,
money. Stick your head in the sand. But I like to get back to saying, hey, you ask me a question, I'll give you that answer. Offensively, we spent a lot of money on the line. I hope the line would be better. It need to be better. You spent too much money for it not to be better. It's going to be better. Yes. Can we run the ball? I hope so, because start with the offensive line. Y'all told me you threw a lot of short passes. You didn't catch a lot of down the field passes. Woo! This is a new NFL. You got to push the ball down the field. So, hey, I hope it'll be better. I hope we get more productivity out of it. I hope that we go in the fourth quarter at least one time with a lead. We didn't last year. So,
That
hey,
was,
there it is.
that was last year, but did they address anything at all? Like you named a lot of stuff that they couldn't address everything. Obviously,
Mhm.
Rome ain't built in a day, but they did address some things. Like you got to everything lines up. Like I said, if the coach tell me we're gonna run the ball and they go get two guards, that shit line up. If they go get a running back, that shit line up, man. Um,
We
we
got a
play
running
as
back.
that can play make and
We
good
got a
in
running back.
space.
I
You
got a
got
running back.
Legette.
You got a running back. I got a running back. But our running back is
Here
hurt.
we go. Here you go with this shit here.
No,
Yeah,
our
you
running
just said
back
we
we
got a running
drafted,
back.
he is hurt. Yeah, he is hurt. He is hurt. You're right.
Okay.
He's hurt right now.
Okay.
But I remember you saying this one time ago. Because we can't say that we don't know if they didn't put in the effort trying to get some of those free agencies. They might have could have just turned it down. They didn't want to come here. But also at the same time, like you said, some of these guys don't want to be available until later because they don't want to go to training camp. They don't want to do all that. They veterans. They don't want to be out there in that sun in that Carolina heat. So now that might be one of the situations or problems they had to run into because at one point we didn't think we had that type of money, but they knew exactly where they wanted to go with it. They knew they want to pay Derrick Brown, which solidified that, and they knew they wanted to fix his O line. They knew they were going to have to pay extra for anybody with some talent to come here to play on this team because we haven't been good.
Hmm.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense, and it ain't always gonna be perfect exactly how we want it to be. But if I can just see some better competition, if I can see some better play calling and guys doing their jobs, I think we could be on the right track. But I don't know the future. We got to wait and see.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful thing about it all. You at the point now where everything has to play out. Whether we win, lose, or draw, like I said, it has to play out now in the season. I ain't got no goddamn crystal ball. I can pretty much project how this gonna look, but I gotta sit my ass back and say, without a shadow of a doubt, I gotta give these boys the benefit of the doubt because as a fan, that's what we do every single year. We buy into this product year in, year out, knowing
Hmm.
damn well we have to. It's a recycle, replenish, recycle every single year. That's what we gotta do. So unfortunately, whether we be good this year or bad, we're gonna have to just sit back and wait.
I mean, Go was saying, about pushing the ball down the field. It's a new NFL, and he's 100% right. That's something that I think we probably will need to improve going forward. And I more so think that got something to do with the quarterback as opposed to what we have on the team. With that also being said, the NFL is moving towards. I know some people don't like that Canales is giddy, upbeat, always positive, but that's another thing that the NFL is moving towards. These younger coaches that focus on things like that, as far as being player guys, as opposed to the hard nosed coach, the stern, old drill sergeant type coach. So I mean, I see what they're trying to do. I see the vision. It's just like you've been saying. It's just letting it play out. I do see them doing something different though. I don't necessarily go with that they're beating the same drum. I think they're actually trying something different, and I'm gonna let it play out. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody different. I'm gonna let it play out. I got faith in my coach. I'll go ahead and say it. I've been saying it. I think he's gonna be the real deal. He has the ability to be the real deal. Now we don't have the best roster, but I think as far as what he's saying that he wants to do and his vision of the team, I think it's in the right direction. I really do. And whenever the rubber meet the road, I'll stand on it. I think we got something with the coach. I really do.
Okay. Well, is he the next Sean McVay in your eyes?
I don't know
Uh-oh.
about that because Sean McVay, I think either his first or
You
second year
you
went to
just
the
say
Super
you
Bowl.
just say you were gonna stand on it now.
We not going to the Super Bowl, but I think
Yeah,
he can be a
you
good
you
coach.
you
We not going to the Super Bowl in a year. We don't have the roster the Rams had either. The Rams
you
made some
just
trades,
say
got some vet.
you just say you were gonna stand on your coach, and now all of a sudden I asked was he the next McVay, and you just start
Why
you
you say
skating.
Sean McVay? Can you dial me down a little bit? Sean McVay won a
Ah,
Super Bowl
damn,
for
why you
Okay,
gotta be
okay.
Dial me
down,
back.
down, man?
Dial me
That's the
back.
shit
God
out the
damn.
Damn,
Cowboys
damn
now.
it. You said I think he gonna win a Super Bowl. You want me to get up here and say the man gonna win us a Super Bowl? I ain't doing that, bro. Hey, look, man, if that's what y'all
Okay,
think standing on
Kevin
me, let me
O'Connell.
moonwalk. Let me moonwalk.
What about
Kevin
Kevin
O'Connell,
O'Connell?
he made the Vikings. He can get us to the playoffs in the first 2-3 years, maybe. Maybe. I might say something like that. But he's not that kind of offensive mind. We don't have the personnel them teams got.
You
Okay.
say he ain't that type of
Can
offensive
I ask
mind?
y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question?
What's happening?
Why Chad Isaac not calling the plays this year? I know this is something we probably should talk about later, but since we're talking about offensive minded, Chad Isaac has the pedigree to call plays. I mean, he's been around it his whole life. His dad been in the NFL. His dad been able to call defense and offense. He being more of an offensive minded person, coach, but he knows defense because of his dad. I'm just wondering for Darren for Canales to spread his wings a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't he let Chad Izzy call the plays this year?
I mean, because it's the same thing with Brown. It's a say it's a replay from last year, and
He's
Did you just say
never
that? Did
done
you
it.
just say that? Did you
He's
just say
never.
that?
It's because he ain't never did it. That's basically why. He's a
he don't have the
first time
experience.
OC. So
Yeah,
Okay, I'll accept that. Cool. All right.
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
Canales
Experience, man.
calling card was being an offensive coordinator. Now he's gotten an opportunity that he didn't necessarily earn. I would say that he didn't get his way to being our head coach in no damn conventional way. If you put resumes on the table versus other coaches that were available, his don't line up. I think you're banking and wishing on potential. And yes, I said wishing. You're wishing on potential. But I'm not gonna sit there and act like it's not there. It's there. I mean, whenever you draft a player or get a coach, it's off potential and what you think they'll do for you. And I just, Dan Morgan believe in the guy. I believe in him too. Like I said, I like what he's saying as far as X's and O's about running the ball, playing defense. I know it's a new NFL, it's a passing league, but that shit still win games, man. I don't give a damn. Them Harbaugh brothers do the same thing. They run the ball, play defense. That shit still win games, man. It still win games. So I think he'll be all right. That's just me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like that MJ.
so when it comes to the young innovative coach, just to have this crystal clear, we're not gonna put him in the category of a Sean McVay or O'Connell, right? That's what we're doing. We're not putting him in that kind of category.
I don't want to put him in the Sean McVay because Sean McVay went to a Super Bowl, I think, in his first two, and then in the first four, he won a Super Bowl. So I'm not gonna put him in the damn Sean McVay. I can't do that. I
Well,
ain't gonna lie to
well,
nobody.
well,
I won't do
MDJ. I mean,
that. I
as
won't do
as
that.
a coordinator, you see him help turn around Tampa Bay. So you know, for what that's worth, they beat Philly.
How
They
about
beat
this,
Philly in the
Q?
playoffs.
Look, how
He
about this,
didn't
Q?
turn them around. He made them. They did way more than we said they was gonna do because before
Yeah,
that season started, everybody had Tampa Bay last. Don't
yeah.
lie, we would Tampa Bay podcast and come on, you couldn't find them because we kept saying they
Couldn't
were
find
gonna be last. Panther fans, Falcons fans, you know what I'm saying? And that was not the case, man. That team was they started off the year beating Kevin O'Connell. You know what I'm saying? Boom, Baker
it.
go in there and beat Minnesota, first game of the season. And from then on, them boys really didn't miss a beat. They made the playoffs, they won a playoff game. Everybody loved Detroit. Fucking Baker Mayfield was on Detroit ass. Let's be real. They was about a turnover away from beating Detroit and being in the fucking NFC Championship. And that's a fact. So I don't want to downplay his offensive scheme and what they did just off where they was ranked. I'm not gonna do that, man. The shit was winning football. They don't have much over there. Now this division ain't shit either, but let's not act like he working with a bevy of weapons. Yeah, they got Mike Evans and Godwin. It ain't too much else over there now.
I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him as far as coaching level. He needs to be, if not better, but the head coach of the Saints, Da. That's what I'm putting him at right now in my mind.
Oh my God.
This is start. This is starting off. I'm saying starting off. I ain't saying you got to end that way. Cause Da been around for a long time.
Mm.
I'm saying starting off.
Look at what he said. Somebody put in up there and said that Tampa Bay was already good. They won a Super Bowl. Everybody had Tampa Bay last, literally last, because of Tom fucking Brady leaving. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. They was already good. I guarantee you. And I know you be on the Panther Live. On some fucking live, some goddamn way, you said Tampa Bay was gonna be last. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty damn certain you didn't think Tampa Bay was all that last year before that season started.
Yeah, I know
Well,
none of us did.
We didn't based on we didn't see him making a lot of moves in free agency, and they drafted well, but we didn't see him making a lot of moves in free agency. And then, real talk, you didn't Baker come up there late, and we thought they were running with Kyle Trask. So then when Baker come up there, it was like, well, he ain't did nothing in a year or two. So they weren't expecting a lot of them out of him, like you said, MBJ. They weren't
that
expecting
man said
nobody was
that's
expecting
your
a lot
fault.
of
You had him
But,
last.
but you know what's wild? You know what's wild? He'll say
them.
something like that. Now, the year before, Tom Brady marched his bitch ass right in the playoffs and fucking lost. But Baker Mayfield went in there and fucking won. So you can say what you want to, man. You the guru. You had Tampa Bay winning the division. Tampa Bay been good. Hey, man, good for you. You called it. You called it, man. You
They
called
were
it.
injury prone
Come,
though
come up
too.
here and
Now,
tell
if you
come
if
up
you
here and
want to,
tell me what they gonna do this year. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what they gonna do this year. But you called it.
Yeah, go ahead
I
and put it
did.
out there now, so
Put
that
it
way
on
we
out
ain't,
there. Put it
ain't got
on
to
out
worry
there
about it.
now, so we
Go
can,
ahead,
so I can do the same thing you doing right now, cause
come
I'm
on,
gonna do it.
336. Go ahead, put your
I'm a
predictions. What they
jackass
gonna do?
enough to do it.
Look, man.
I say that shit right in my phone just for the fuck of it. Come on, just tell me how the shit gonna play out. Give me first, second, third, and fourth in this damn division.
Lord have mercy. Well, now that you say that, how do y'all think we're gonna fare in this division this year?
I want to see 3-3 Boston's first.
Oh yeah.
I feel like, I mean, naturally, once again, naturally, I think at best, you'll probably be third. At fucking best, you'll be third. And that ain't because of the coach. That's because of holes that y'all love to point out that we already had. So a good coaching job ain't relying on us making the playoffs or winning no fucking division. If you tell me we got all these holes, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that the team ain't shit on one hand and then expect the world out the coach. You do that to your quarterback, man. Don't do it to the fucking coach. That's all I'm saying.
God damn.
Good,
MBJ
good shit,
cooking.
MBJ. Ain't he know, boy?
Yeah, well. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe as y'all come up in here. Y'all do us that favor. If you're watching right now, look down and hit the like button. Yes, your boys is in here, fresh up off of camp. Y'all already see what time it is. We were talking about the wideouts. We're talking about the Colts, talking about the division. Look, man, the Carolina Panthers are in a pickle where you're trying to understand where we're going from year to year and how we see the landscape of things. Now, the great old wise one, the GOAT, if you had to put your stamp on this year in one statement, how would you call this year for you?
hopefully it's a rebuild.
I'll be damned. What
That's the
about
best
y'all?
thing
How
they can
y'all
do.
feeling?
That's the best thing they can do for themselves, for this organization. Try to
You want them?
rebuild this month.
You want to start back all? Oh, well, they can't start all the way back over, but they kind of already been doing that. Especially after seeing the moves they done made, the people they got rid of. Um, I mean, I've been saying this next draft is going to be a heavy defensive draft because you got a lot of pieces on offense, which is the title for the day. Do we have enough weapons? And I believe we do already on offense. So you're not going to have to go back into the draft and go back for offense. You're going to have to bulk up this defense. You're going to have to get your edge. You're going to have to get your another linebacker. You have to get you maybe one or two more corners, maybe another safety. Those are your picks. That's what you're gonna have to do. Now I can't predict what Bryce gonna do. That's all subject to change if this O line is a top 10 O line and he doesn't do his job. Then we'll come back to the drawing board because then that's gonna be something totally different. Something totally different. But I mean, I think we already rebuilding. But I don't see us winning the division. I think we're gonna come in last because these guys don't have enough continuity with each other. They're just now getting the scheme to see how we got to see how it rolls out. And these other teams have been together with each other for a while. They know who's doing what, where they're gonna be at. They've been in the same system, same coaches, same schemes. So that's what they got ahead of us.
Shout out to Kitty Kitty. Kitty Kitty say if we last this year with a new O line and coaches, then we'll know the common problem is. We'll know what the common problem is. I'm okay. I'll say
She
this.
said it. I didn't.
You know what the problem is. Are y'all ready to tackle and acknowledge that problem? Because you could know all goddamn day, but until you're ready to change and accept change, you can keep taking that man right on back in after he done cheat on your ass and cheat on your ass and cheat on your ass again. Change
Um,
behavior is what we need.
unfortunately, Q,
Hmm?
we don't get paid the big bucks. I know what Black Cat would do, but we don't
Yeah.
get paid the big bucks to make those decisions. It's going to be really truly. I think after this year, we'll see how the line going to be drawn in the sand. And the only thing I can say, you got to be born with it, or you just ain't got it.
Yeah, man, that,
Dom,
that quarterback clearly he wasn't what they said he was when he came out. He ain't the fastest processor. He's not a point guard to make everybody else around him better. He ain't that. The boy actually needs things around him in order for him to flourish. It's more like we'll pick you up and and it should be the other way around. So we all know that that's a problem. But just use your eyes to judge the other factors of the team. And that's all I'm expecting this year. I'm just expecting improvement, man. If I was to put a number on it, I'd say 5, 6 max. If I had to put a fucking number on it, that's what I would put. I would say about 5 games. But that entail is improvement. That's at least a foundation to move forward on. Coming
yes,
from
sir.
a 2-15 team that won one game in the rain where a terrible quarterback threw you a gimme pick. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
really, if the way things went, not what should have happened, but the way things went, you were lucky to win 2 games. You really only probably won the Houston game, and that was off the strength of CJ playing terrible coming back from injury. So 5 games from last year is an improvement, man. I think that's what I'm expecting.
Look, shout out to Dom34 in the chat. He said, if I had a dollar every time we went through a rebuild, I would be a billion. I'd be in the billionaire club. Well,
But the thing about it, Dom, and you're right, but it was never done correctly. It was half-assed. It was electrical tape here, duct tape here, painter's tape here. You know what I'm saying? It was never done correctly. And then another thing, you bring in one regime, Matt Rule regime. He stayed there 2.5 years and didn't do shit right. He wasn't the right guy. You bring in Frank, he wasn't the right guy. But every time you bring in somebody, you got to start the fuck over. Y'all do realize that because they got to put their stamp on shit. They got to get their people. They got to implement their system. They got to bring in their coaches. So the shit we did last year with Frank, that's not Dan Canales and Dan Canales, Dave Canales and Dan Morgan's people system. That's not the direction they wanted to go. Obviously, we see that because a lot of faces ain't here no more. So
Ken
this is a
Blakely,
new rebuild.
shout out to Ken Blakely in the chat. He said last year it was just terrible coaching. I second that notion, sir. You would never
Yeah,
hear me say without a shadow of a doubt that shit that was out there last year was straight booty juice. I don't ever want to see no goddamn coaching or the coach forgetting who the fuck he got in the game and can't remember. Oh, did I forget that guy? I forgot to play him today. I don't want to hear that dumbass shit no more. You know what I'm saying? That right there, the inept, having a coach so goddamn bad really pissed me off last year. But thank God, like I said, hopefully we trending in another direction. I'm not gonna sit here and say anything about Canales because, like I said, this nigga gonna have to show me. But Creekside, what's up with you, brother? How you feeling?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Loud and clear, driver. Loud and clear.
I'm cooling. I'm cooling. I'm cooling. I'm feeling good. I'm excited for the
Talk
season.
to me.
Uh, we got one more year before Bryce is gone. We got
Okay.
some good wide receivers. I think Coker's gonna be nice. He looked good in the little public practice. Um, I seen Sam Franklin broke his foot or whatever. I'm actually excited to see our safeties. I think we have safeties that could play nice. So I don't know. I'm happy.
You started off
Yeah,
real good, Chris. You started off real good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I seen Coker. I've definitely made sure I kept my eyes on him. Um, like I said, I think the furthest he's gonna get is the practice squad. I'm gonna be honest with you. The competition in that room is high. He's fighting a hard battle, and he got some moves. Like I mean, he's not a small guy. He's about 6'2". You know what I mean? But it's the experience and this competition level he's never faced before in his life. Um, so that right there is a mark against him. But he's gonna get better and better. I think eventually he will make the team. But right now I think he's gonna make the practice squad.
So, Creekside, you been keeping up with everything what's going on camp wise?
I've been following tweets, watching little clips or whatever.
Okay, I was getting ready to, ask you in your opinion, who's the biggest standout for you as you see things?
Um, oh, what's his name? That cornerback, Jameson. I think that's his name.
Hmm?
I think that's his name. Is it
We got
Jameson?
we got Lamar Jackson, we got Dame
He
Jackson, we
got
got
Deshaun
Nick.
I ain't,
Jameson.
I ain't even know Jameson.
He's a cornerback. He a cornerback. Deshaun Jameson.
Deshaun Jameson. Yeah,
Oh,
I've been seeing
Deshaun
some nice
Jameson. I
clips from
forgot
him.
all about him.
He's actually looked nice to me.
Okay, well, what stand out with him with you?
Like I like the physicality, honestly. I like the physicality. I feel like one area where we've been going wrong is like we have big corners, but we just make them play off the ball. Like we make them play zone, especially like Dante Jackson. He wasn't big, but he was always like 10 yards off the ball. And I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
not Carolina football, in my opinion.
Now I'm gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
something real quick. What we
You
seen
want
in
to see more
camp.
press man. You want to see more press man.
So he
I,
don't get burned. His
I'm
ass, he
Uh-huh.
can't keep up with the boy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
But
tell
go
you what
ahead,
we
Pop.
seen. What we seen a
He
lot.
needs skin on the outside for press man coverage.
It was a lot of handsy corners. Them corners were very handsy. I'm trying to tell you, they're not gonna be able to get away with that in the NFL on game day. These guys gonna have to be able to be disciplined with their hands. They did not want to get burned. They did not want to get shaken out their socks. I'm telling you, they gonna have whoever the D'Angelo Hall, get on them boys. You know, we talk. Get on them boys. They gotta watch.
23.
They gotta
Oh,
wash their hands. They doing too much. And I'm gonna say this also. Uh, Twan Don, your boy Jamie Robinson, trash. For
I
one,
try to tell you
I'm
that.
tired of his ass out here dancing. He ain't make no plays. All he was doing was dancing. Man, get that Florida State boy off my team.
Well, when I said they act like it's a national crime when I say the boy ain't shit. So I'm just letting you say it now. There it is. But Creekside,
I, I
if
wanted to
you
say, oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say
You got the flow.
I don't see the receiver competition. I think our receivers are trash.
Damn.
Um,
Wow.
I think what's his name, Deontay. I think he's a terrible leader. That's why the Steelers got rid of him because of his attitude. I went back
Wow.
and watched tapes. He was getting the ball picked off and just walked off the field. Didn't even chase the DB down after his ball got intercepted. I don't even know how long he'll last for real. Thielen, we
Mm.
had him last year. He couldn't get open, but he did make some plays in zone. XL, I never liked him. Never wanted to draft him. I wanted like every receiver but him.
God damn.
Wow.
Oh,
Um,
Junior.
so, so that's why I think Coker is going to be good, but I do think XL has potential. Mingo, I've been hearing good things about Mingo, but I haven't seen anything from camp. Maybe y'all seen some clips I didn't see, but
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Creekside. Creekside.
Creekside,
I
you
got,
on
I got
fire today, Creekside. You on fire today.
Creekside.
Hit him up there. He
can
gonna
I
try
can
to
I do it?
don't let him
Pop. Let me
don't
get
let
Go
him
let me
ride
get
you.
it.
Go.
Don't let him
Let
ride
Iron
you.
Go
talk.
ahead,
Holler,
man.
holler.
Let me
Let
get
go on,
it.
dog.
go
Get out of
go
the echo.
go ahead, MJ. Go ahead, cause go ahead. You already know what I'm about to say.
Don't
Go
let
ahead.
him
Man,
ride you,
Creekside.
Creekside. Don't
Yeah,
stand your
don't be
ground,
rattled,
Creekside.
man.
Don't
You
let
can
him ride
definitely
you,
stand
Creekside.
ground, man.
Get their
I'm
ass,
not.
Creekside.
You done or you finished? You finished? You done? What's up? You
Get
good?
their ass,
And check.
Creekside. Get their ass.
Now,
I'm done
Creekside,
and I'm finished.
I like Jalen Coker. I think he has ability. I like what he do at the line. But you do realize there were 7 rounds in that fucking draft, and there were 32 teams. Nobody picked him, man. So you calling all these guys who've been in the league and actually Thielen and these guys who've been in the league just trash compared to a Coker? That's a hard ass reach, man. But I do like Coker, but you reaching a little bit now. It's a little fandom in there, and I think you know it, which is fine. I do that with plenty of these guys myself. I'm fanned out about the coach. You know what I'm saying? But it was 7 rounds, and that boy didn't get picked, man. Just let that sink in. Just think
And
about that.
and not only that, and look, you know, I'm the ISM guy. That's my underdog. But we watch these guys like the offense literally practiced 5 feet away from us the whole time, basically, pretty much the whole time. I saw Jalen Coker, and like I said, he has a few couple moves, but he's not doing what these other guys are doing. I'm not trying to kill your love for the guy, but he has a long way to go. So I'm just saying, if you saying that Jalen Coker is good and the rest of these guys trash, and we telling you from what we've seen, then that means he's trash too.
I mean, that's a
Well,
fair
Stand on
assessment.
business, Creekside.
I
Stand
will
on
say
business
this,
now.
right?
Give it to him.
We
go
we
ahead,
all
Chris. I
know,
talk to
right?
him.
There's only like 5 or 6 good teams in the NFL, right? There's 5 or 6 good franchises, 5 or 6 good GMs who actually know what they're doing. The rest of them are garbage.
Damn.
And we're
Garbage
gonna
is worse.
find out
Yeah.
if Dan Morgan is one of those good GMs. So I never go off of, oh, this guy was undrafted, this guy was a late round pick. Like, I think majority of these GMs don't know what they're doing, including our previous one. But
Damn.
I just judging off I do think it's going to take time for him to develop. Like I said, uh, the competition is a big jump. But if we're talking about who should start, I really, really, really don't want to do the like whole politics things. Like, this guy was drafted first. We spent 10 million on this guy. He has to play. Like, I think that's stupid. I think let the best players play.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that
Creekside.
part. I agree with
If
that
we
part.
if,
Let me take it
if
back to
we go
last year.
by
Creekside.
your logic, Creekside, that means we shouldn't even be competing or trying to compete every year. You say it's only 5 or 6 good teams. That means everybody else bullshitting. That means where do we align in that right there? What you just said.
But Drew, okay. Hold on.
How was all the
Let me help
receivers garbage,
Creekside
but
just
our
a little bit.
quarterback garbage?
Let me help Creekside just a
Which
little
one is
bit.
it, man?
Hold,
If
hold
the
on.
Y'all,
quarterback ain't shit, or the
get back.
receivers
If
ain't
y'all
shit, man.
go
It can't be
back.
both, though. Pick
Hold
one.
on, hold on,
Pick
MDJ.
one.
Nobody said go back. Look at who been in the Super Bowl. Look at who been competing. AFC things
Go. Your service bad, man.
shit. Okay.
Say something now.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
It's just breaking up a little
Can y'all
bit.
hear me?
Yeah, it breaking
Okay,
up,
go
Might
ahead,
but
go ahead.
yeah,
might
yeah,
be
we
all
can
right.
hear.
Try now.
I'm in a bad area. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Can
can
you
hear you
hear us?
now.
We hear you.
Yeah, I said Creekside got a valid point. If you go back and you see some of the same teams all the time competing, winning the division, going in the AFC, NFC championship, right there winning the Super Bowl, playing in the Super Bowl, you see some of the same teams because of good GM and good organization. It's some of the same teams. He's right. It's about 5 or 6 teams that actually get it. They're there every year. He's right.
Appreciate it.
But
Yeah, you
it
better take that
also
win while
it
you
it
can, cause go to
it
take that back.
it also
Yeah, you're on the right podcast for that.
mixes in cycles. It cycles around too. It comes in cycles, man. It ain't always the same 5 fucking teams. It come in cycles. Man, if you only looking at 5 years, I give you that. But if you looking at the history of the NFL, that's not true at all. Shit ain't
We
true at
ain't going
all.
back 100 years though. We ain't going
I ain't
back
got,
100 years
I
though.
don't have to go back 100 years. I can go back last you, Detroit was cheap for 20 years. Now they good.
Yeah, he
Minnesota
do what the
was
hell he
good
want.
5 years ago.
That's
Now
a
they
fact.
not. I
Tampa Bay
mean,
came out of nowhere. If we go by the
Cleveland,
logic in 2 years, yeah.
Cleveland in the
God damn.
playoffs. Houston, Texas was just fucking 2-15. So no, they ain't quite cut and dry like you're saying it go. I mean, I see the point, but that the good GMs get the good teams keep getting good players. They draft well, but the teams recycle, man. It's not the same 5 teams. That ain't true at all.
I mean, can we name
Fact.
them over the past 20 years? The Ravens, the Steelers, the Patriots with Brady. Um, and let me think.
Patriots are
Well,
terrible now.
Creekside, what he was saying is like, you notice Tom Brady was in New England 1 year competing for championships. The next year he go to Tampa Bay and he in the fucking Super Bowl. So nobody would saw Tampa Bay as one of those contended teams before Tom Brady went there. Is what he mean by
You see,
it's not a rotating thing with certain teams. Joe
I mean,
borrowed them in the Super Bowl. Uh huh.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't consider the Bengals a good organization. I think they lucked up and
What?
got. I think they lucked up and prayed and got a good quarterback. I wouldn't consider them a top organization. I wouldn't put them in a conversation with the Ravens or the Steelers.
So what do you
Not
consider
organization
us
wise.
compared to them? What do you consider us?
We're garbage. We already know we're garbage. It's like we don't gotta
Oh,
ask
okay.
that.
Because I know a bunch of motherfuckers
yeah,
that'll uplift us and then tear down teams like the
we
Bengals,
was
knowing that they
we was
competing
in
for
the
Super Bowls.
we was in the Super Bowl more recent than the Ravens.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it ain't
You was in the
always the
Super
same
Bowl more
5 teams.
recent than the Ravens, but the Ravens have been in the
They've
playoffs
been a
though,
winning franchise
MDJ.
though.
Yeah, that's
They've
what
had a
I'm
winning
saying.
record consistently, MDJ. Come on now, brother.
That's because of the coaching. I mean, if you want to cherry pick and say that, that's fine. But don't act like the Dolphins was shit. The Dolphins was shit before they got
MDJ,
McDaniels. Come on, man.
MDJ,
Don't
MDJ,
do that.
MDJ,
And they
It's
still
MDJ,
not
are.
true.
And
It's
they
not
still
MDJ,
are.
fucking true.
MDJ.
They not,
Ozzie
the Dolphins
Newsome,
ain't shit no more. They
Ozzie
contender.
Newsome, the GM that just retired, will put on a gold jacket. They're gonna
You
be
talking about for
delivering
the
him a
Ravens?
gold jacket.
Yeah, for the Ravens. You're right. Yes. But
Yeah, but it
okay.
ain't too many other GMs gonna be put on a gold jacket. There ain't too many other ones.
Howie Rosen will be getting a gold jacket.
For
Man,
what?
you talking teams that got a Hall of
GM.
Fame? Give me a team that ain't got a Hall of Fame quarterback
What the
within
fuck
in
Howie
that
Rosa
range.
done in
Come
the
on, man.
last? What has Howie done? Oh, Howie went to the Super Bowl and lost. Okay, well, what else has he done?
But look at
Are
look at the
you
talent that's
giving
on
them
the team.
credit for going to the Super Bowl and losing? That's what we doing now?
Look at the talent that's on the team, though.
I
Come
don't
on,
give a
bro.
fuck if they're not winning the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. You can
Oh
have the
man.
best goddamn talent. They showed you that year having 70 sacks didn't mean shit when they got time to win the big one. They lost the fucking Super Bowl
But
with
they
all
was
70 of
there.
them damn sacks. Oh,
They was
now it's
there.
not
They
participation
had
trophy. Okay,
13 wins.
I
They've
got you.
been having it for the last. Then they changed coaches and
Come on,
kept
bro.
right on
You got to stop
smoking.
that shit right there.
You
You got to
gotta
stop.
stop, bro.
I
Your
hate to say
love for
it.
Philly is very high. You got to stop that shit, man.
I,
It's
I
bias.
I hate to say it, but if
Oh
you
my.
ain't first, you
Okay.
last.
Okay. So fuck everybody that went to the playoffs. Y'all just said
But
now,
there's
now
so many
MDJ
new
just
teams
said
in the playoffs.
Tampa was one player away or what the fuck ever from going to the NFC championship. But they didn't. They didn't.
No,
They lost.
they didn't. They didn't. Detroit
So
went to
so
the
so
NFC
so and
Championship.
what you just said, what Pop just said, fuck them. It don't count for shit.
I
No,
Then
didn't
it
they
say
gonna count
fuck them, but what
that
I just,
they beat
what I
Philly because
clearly
Philly ain't
said,
won a game in
if you
a damn
can't open
month.
up your nigga
So
ass
yeah,
ears and
if you
listen,
going there, so
I
fuck
But
them.
clearly said
you see how far
they
extreme you
didn't
got to go
win.
to make the point, though. That's what I'm saying. You have to go so far extreme to make the fucking point when the shit is
No,
right there in front of your fucking
you
face.
just
Bro,
credited
I'm
what
just
he just said.
saying you
That
four
that that
fucking
that, that
teams.
new
You want me
teams are
another team?
winning teams.
How many teams you need so I can give them to you? How many you need, bro? How many teams you need where
Need
I can
what?
tell you that the
How
shit
many
is a
teams I need what?
revolving fucking door? As far as you tell me it's only 5 good teams in the league, you're fucking lying.
You
five
gotta
good
highlight
organizations.
Teams
is
recycle every
if we'd
5 fucking
have had
years.
look, okay, would you agree with me on this right here? We had a cupcake ass schedule last year. If we'd have had competent offensive put out, we could have won enough games to probably get us right there. Because what? How many games won this division? 8, 9.
Eight
something like
Nine
games,
that.
games.
won the got nine,
Nine.
9-1.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. With a
So when you
cupcake ass
when you
schedule that
say
we had last year,
when you say
there's
offensive,
always
it ain't got
It
nothing.
a
outliers in
See,
there.
cupcake
But
because
now
we
see,
ain't win
now
no
see.
goddamn games.
Hold on, because he was just chilling when fucking Creekside said we got all shitty receivers. They're the same receivers you had last year. So don't tell me about no offensive output. So either pick a fucking side. Was the team shitty or was the fucking situation shitty? Which one is it? Which one is it?
I
Don't tell
can't
me we
tell you.
ain't got
Look,
shit and
like
then
now,
expect
now,
something,
now. When
nigga.
I
I'm
talk
not gonna
about
let you
when
do
I
it.
talk about my one game, when I talk about my one game, you don't want to hear that.
But you keep telling me we ain't got shit. The man said every
When I
receiver that was
talk
on the team
about
last
my
year
one,
won't
when I
shit.
talk
But
about
you
my
expect
one
something other.
game,
How do you
when I
expect
talk
something
about
of
my one
nothing? That
game,
makes no
you
sense.
don't you don't want to hear it. You don't even want to explore it. When I talk about my one game,
That's because it's one fucking game, man. It's not a big enough sample size to be making a fucking judgment off this shit. And you keep saying that to acknowledge that Frank Wright wasn't that fucking bad. No, Frank Wright was a shitty coach, though. I don't give a damn if Andy Dalton
It's
was
just
the
like that
quarterback,
Green Bay
why
game.
Bryce Young
It's
was
just
the
like that
quarterback.
Green
The
Bay
man
game
was
they like to
shitty.
go back to.
The
I
man
don't
was
want to keep
shitty.
looking
What,
at that.
what is the difference? That's one game.
why did he not keep that quarterback in that was obviously better at that time?
I don't know,
Cause of
man. The
management.
man was trying to prove a
Cause of,
point. Why is
cause of
Andy
management.
Dalton throwing? Why is Andy Dalton throwing the ball 60 times? He was trying to prove a fucking point, man. Don't insult my fucking intelligence, man. I get it. I fucking get it. Andy Dalton better than Bryce Young, but don't tell me that the receivers ain't shit and then say you expected something different. Don't tell me you expect something different with nothing. If I give you nothing, what you expect? Nothing, right? If I give you something, you expect something, right? So is the team shitty or is the fucking scheme shitty of the coach? Which one is it? Or is it just your quarterback? You want to blame everything on the fucking quarterback? The quarterback sucks. If you ain't got a quarterback, you ain't got shit. I'll take that. But don't tell me everything else on the fucking team fucking suck. It's not necessarily
Let's
true.
take
That's
that
all
then.
I'm saying, bro.
Let's take
That's
that.
it.
Let's take that then. Let's take that. If you take that, I agree with that.
Fuck it. The quarterback
All
brought the
right.
play down for the offense. But don't tell me the wide receivers is terrible then. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Logic, can you make sense of some of this shit you're hearing today?
Hey, all now it's just a difference of opinion, man. At the end of the day, I think we all trying to say the same thing, man. We
But
not.
Logic, you was there at the count. What did you see? Cause Creekside said all the wide receivers is trash. You was there. You was two seats
They
away from me.
nah. They're not all trash. You might not be able to get the full effect of some of these guys because of the limited passing ability of your quarterback, but they are not all trash. I mean, TMJ. Granted, I've seen this before in his practice, but he did impress me. Mingo looked really good. ISM kept getting open. I mean, you got more weapons than we've had in a long time. Honestly, he don't have any excuse this year. So they're not all trash. I mean, when you say it's a wide receiver's trash, the next best thing you need to look at is your quarterback to make sure that that's really the reason. Either the wide receivers ain't good or you got a bad quarterback. It's barely ever both. So gotta look at that, man. You gotta look at that. You just can't say they trash and not have no stuff behind it now.
Oh, I got stuff behind it. All right. let's I mean, I already explained why I said Deontay. I think he's a very skilled route runner. I think if he actually like had the right mentality, he could be a really good player. But I just think he's a cancer, honestly. I think he's a cancer, and we're gonna see that in the wide receiver room.
But
I mean,
I don't need Deontay to be a leader. I need him to do his job. Does
yeah,
Deontay Johnson do his job? Does
just
he get?
because he a cancer in the locker room don't mean. I mean, when he on the field, if he producing, I don't really give two shits about that. If they get rid of him after that, so be it. But while he's on that football field, if he's effective, it is what it is.
See that sounds good until you're trying to be a winning organization and you understand
We're
how
not a winning
important.
organization, so that ain't the part. That ain't our thought process.
I know we're not because we pick up guys like him.
It wouldn't have mattered if he picked anybody else up. If your quarterback has limited uh abilities, you're not gonna be able to get you maximize the people that you get, no matter who they are. If we got the fastest guy, if we got Tyreek Hill on this team, it wouldn't have mattered because you're gonna have to put scheme stuff schematically to get the boy with the ball to get the ball in his hands. You cannot put him in there and have him running 9 routes all day long and have the ball floating up there. I saw that deep pass today by Bryce, and the ball just hung up there. He has no touch on his deep balls. That is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But I
So
don't think we
I get it
couldn't
with
make.
that.
I
I
don't think we
mean,
could be. I don't think we couldn't be a good team with Bryce. I don't think that at all. I think we could be a good team with Bryce, but we would
yeah,
need.
I mean, like I said, we can scheme it up, but we need more
Hold
help. It's
on,
going
hold
to
on,
take a
hold on,
while.
hold
It's
on,
going
hold
to
on,
take a
hold
while.
on. You said that Bryce is gonna be gone next year. When you talking about we can be a good player this year, that he
I
can be
said
a
we could be a
good
good team with Bryce.
with
We
Bryce.
don't
But
have the players to be a good team with Bryce,
hold on.
though.
But how is he gonna be a good player if you talking about he gonna be gone next year?
I didn't say he's going to. I said we could, as
But you
if
can't. But how you even throw could if he gone next
if
year?
we traded for a guy like Brandon Ayuk, right? Um, if XL actually became something worth watching, if this tight end that we drafted worked out, like if things all went the right way, I think Bryce takes care of the football and he could be a game manager and win games. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
by that
Well,
time, like you said,
goddamn,
by that
quick
time,
shot. That's a
probably
lot of
you got
ifs.
yeah.
That's a lot of
There's
is,
a
man.
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
Exactly, it's a
saying.
ifs.
lot
That's
of
a
But
whole
ifs.
lot of
yeah, that's
ifs.
what he's saying. That's what he's
That's why I
saying.
don't want
Y'all,
Bryce.
yeah,
So,
Yeah,
but
that's what he's saying. You got to do
so you
so
telling
much
me
to make this happen.
Bryce got all these if Bryce could possibly, but it's up. Listen, I don't know if you know, but the quarterback got to throw the wide receiver the ball. They make or break wide receivers. So
Yeah,
that's what logic is trying to tell you. We
yeah.
sat there
But
and
that's what
watched the
he's saying,
practice. The
though, Bob.
man
That's
don't.
what he's saying.
But no, he's not. He's saying the wide receivers is trash, and Bryce could be better if these guys show up.
no, I'm
No,
saying Bryce could
he
be a
just
game
really
manager
said.
if we had star players.
Who the fuck wants a game? Never mind. I'm be quiet.
What he just
Even
said.
if he
What he just said. He
even if he
said he make
manages
that with
games, even
somebody.
if he manages games, he's only going. It's going to be limited. We all know this. Anybody who's thinking, "Oh my God, he's about to break out this year," you ain't watching enough football, and that's just the bottom line. I don't care
Yeah,
if XL came out and decided he was going to be our number one receiver. There ain't but so much you can do with Bryce and his abilities. That's just the bottom line. People don't want to accept it, but it is what it is. I ain't even talking shit about the guy. I'm just talking about facts, which is this is his ability. He's the intermediate routes he can throw. The short routes he can throw. The slants and curl routes he can throw. But after that, he is very, very limited. And that makes it hard on offense to try to succeed against a defense who already picked it up after one half. So you have to scheme and scheme and scheme and scheme. Y'all want to know why XL is running reverses and stuff, all that? Because you're not going to be able to maximize that guy unless you get him the ball in a short period of time. You're not going to be able to wait to get him dragging down the field and none of that stuff. So right now, the best way to do it is get him on reverse, get him on the screen. He's a big body guy. He can be physical and let him beat down these other smaller DBs. But we're not going to be able to utilize him burning anybody down the field. That's not what he did at South Carolina. That's not what he's gonna do
match
for the Panthers.
match up, match up, match up.
That's
Ain't
all it
call
is.
it match up.
Matchup scheme. That's all Canales is
Yep,
gonna do. Run the
yep.
ball, run the ball, run the ball. Have Bryce do play action. Dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. We play good defense. If we can control the clock and don't turn the ball over, we might steal some games. That's all we expecting. That's all it is. That's football 1-on-1 for the Carolina Panthers for the foreseeable future. That's all it is.
That's what MBJ said. Is it the quarterback or is it the wide receivers? That's what you're gonna have to ask yourself. Last year was the wide receivers. They couldn't
Was
get
it really?
open.
Was it really the wide
But was it
receivers?
really the wide
Was it
receivers?
really the wide receivers? Hey, I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. Listen, I just
It
came
was the
in.
quarterback.
I just came in to holler at y'all fellas, man.
Quarterback
I got
and
a, I got a, I got a busy night tonight. I got a lot going on tomorrow. I really just wanted to come in, holler at everybody, tell you, hey, Black Cat fam, man. I just want to tell y'all, man, I appreciate y'all for this weekend, man. Saturday was a good day for me to just get away and get some, stuff off my mind. I've been just going through a lot on end as far as my family goes, and whether y'all realize it or not, man, I appreciate y'all just for the apples that we were together, man. I needed to get away, and I appreciate y'all brothers stepping up and just being there, man, whether you realize it or not, man. So I just want to come on, tell you I appreciate y'all boys. This ain't just a podcast, it's a family. I believe y'all my brothers, and I just want to come on and holler at you, man, let y'all know that we're going to be all right over here. Keep us in your prayers. Tomorrow we bury my cousin. We all getting our Panther gear out. She was a Panther fan as well. We all wearing our stuff to support her. So, man, I just want to come on and holler at y'all. Let y'all know that, man.
No
Yes,
doubt,
sir. Yes,
Lottie.
That's
sir,
what's up,
man. Rest in
man.
peace to your cousin, man.
Yeah,
Nothing but
my
prayers and
condolences.
blessings to your family. Look, everybody, if you're in the chat right now, please show a lot of that love and make sure Y'all put at least something, condolences, prayers, or something to him and his family right now in this time of loss. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate y'all,
Yeah,
man. I
man.
love y'all, man. Hey,
Love
I
you too,
gotta
bro.
get
You
going,
too,
man. I
bro.
want to stop in and show y'all, man. Keep the thing going. Hey, if y'all ain't commented, y'all ain't like, come on, what y'all waiting for? This Black Cat Panther podcast. We in the building, man. This is the movie. Keep going the way, man. We love y'all boys. I'm out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Easy.
336 Boston. What's going on with you? Welcome to the platform.
What's happening, y'all? Just came to
What's
clear up
all
some of this
good?
Nothing, man.
misinformation.
Nothing much.
So, did
Go
your
ahead.
boy say Andy Dalton? He said Andy Dalton threw the ball 60 times because of what?
Frank Wright was trying to
MBJ.
prove a
That
point.
was MBJ. That was
Yeah,
MBJ.
Frank Wright was trying to prove a point.
Damn, go.
Had fucking we won that game, had we won that game, Andy probably would have been the starter the next week. It's just the fact that we didn't win the game. I feel like, I'm speculating, but I feel like that was a conversation that was had between ownership and Frank Wright. Had they won that fucking game, you probably would have seen more Andy Dalton the next week. Damn it's certain. But the fact that
Now,
Andy Dalton threw the
now
ball
you
60
remember
times is
that the O
ridiculous.
line set a record for pre-snap penalties, right? So you can't run the ball when you constantly that far behind the chains.
Yeah, they were steady going back. But that's probably because Andy didn't get the reps with the first team. Had it been more you know, more familiarity there, that probably would have been better. Plus they in Seattle too. I take that into account as well.
Pre-snap penalties ain't got nothing to do with that. These
What
niggas know
what
the
what
snap
what
count.
But hold on. That doesn't mean because all those penalties that Andy Dalton played bad. Andy Dalton actually played better
Well, I'm
and was
not
playing
saying that
from
he
behind
played
the whole
bad.
time.
What I'm
Okay,
saying
what was
is
your
that if
point?
you're gonna throw 60 times, if you constantly that far behind the chains,
so
if
so
you
what do
get
you
two pre-snap penalties in a row, you can't run the damn ball, can you?
so
How you
so
gonna
tell
run
me
the
this.
ball and you
You're
first
right,
and
but you
20,
got to
Tell
first
me
and
this.
remember the
25?
12th man is the
But tell me
loudest
this.
stadium in the entire league, and it's
But
loud
tell me
like
this.
that
And,
for a
and,
reason to help
and
out
I agree with
them
that, Q,
boys.
but at some point you got to understand these niggas set a record for pre-snap penalties that game.
Yeah,
So
but who
So yeah,
what
fault?
are
you
you
Who
gonna throw
saying
the
fault
by
is
ball a
saying
that?
lot.
that? What are you saying by saying that? Are you saying the offensive line was bad? What are you saying? I'm
I'm
trying to get an
telling
No,
you
he
that
understanding.
it
said you
wasn't. It
got to
didn't have
throw
nothing
the
to do with
ball
Frank Wright
when
trying
you
to prove
behind
no
the
damn
chains
point.
like that.
How you? Yeah, you. It ain't got nothing to do with Frank Wright trying to prove no damn point. It has everything to do with the fact that you got to throw the ball now. You on 1st and 20. You on 2nd and 20. You can't run the ball, so there's no point to be proven. This is where you at now.
And why you can't
That's
run
just
the ball?
situation.
Why the hell would you
Well,
run the ball if you on
No,
second and
I'm just
20?
saying.
You
I'm just
ain't going
saying
nowhere.
we weren't able
And
even
our
to run
running
the.
back averaged
But that's just
3.5 yards a carry. We ain't going nowhere,
exactly.
Pop.
Is that? But you're proving my point. You can't run the ball, and the only thing you could do is throw the ball.
So you have to throw the
All
ball 60
I
times. That
get
ain't
that
got
point,
nothing to
but
do with nobody trying to prove a point, is what I'm
everything you
saying.
had, but you didn't have a quarterback that would have been able to do that on the team other than Andy Dalton. So once again,
So
even
what
though
does
you
that have to
was
do with
behind,
Frank Wright trying to prove a point?
I mean, the other option is to not get the fucking penalty. So I mean, they just kind of need that either. I mean, you got to tell me why
But
they
the
get the penalty. Is
penalties
it
existed.
coaching? Is it the players? What's the reason for the penalty? This is what I'm getting. What
Coaches
is the
ain't got
reason
nothing
for
to
the
do
penalty?
with pre-snap penalties. Coaches on the sideline with a false start, ain't it?
Okay, yeah, well,
Yeah.
of course, of course. So
Well,
what are you saying?
well,
They was the offensive line
hold
fault?
on.
What you trying to
What he
say?
saying though?
Loudest
The free
stadium in the
step
league.
that's now the stadium in the league, and you not having the reps with the ones. Andy
But
got rested in
that's what
that
I
Well, did
game.
just said.
anybody
That's
else set an
literally what I just
NFL record
said.
for pre-snap penalties in that stadium, though? The entire season? No, just us.
But what I'm trying to figure out is what are you blaming the penalties on? Please give me an answer for why there were so many penalties. You bringing it up and telling me what it's not. What was the reason for it?
The O line had pre-snap penalties. I mean, that's the reason.
So
We
the
ain't
O
got to
line was
speculate
bad.
on why.
So are you saying that the offensive line was
I'm
bad?
not
That's
saying
what
the
you're
O
saying.
line was bad. I'm telling you, in that game, the O line had a lot of pre-snap penalties. We
So
ain't got
you
to
just give me
speculate on why. That's just what happened.
so you just give me a random fact. I mean, I'm asking you what
Is,
are
is
you
that
trying to get
random or
at?
is
What are
that
you
what
getting at?
happened? That's not a
But
random fact. That's what
but
happened.
what are
See,
you
what a
getting at?
random fact would be to say that the coach
he
was
he
out there
he's
trying to
he
prove a point.
he trying to say that when you said that that Frank Wright was trying to prove a point by throwing the ball 60 times by Andy Dalton, that wasn't his point. The only reason why Andy Dalton had to throw that many times was because they kept getting penalties, and he had
Okay,
to throw the ball.
I see where we're going, but what I'm saying is this. I mean, listen, was Bryce Young injured? They said Bryce Young was injured.
Who
He was
knows?
injured, right?
That would be speculation to say as well. Who knows? They said he was injured, so we got to go off of that.
Yeah, he said himself he was injured.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we got to go
But
with that.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Well,
this.
it's people here
Hold
that
on.
will
What you
tell
think
you
Bryce would have did? What would you think Bryce would have did in Andy Dalton's same position?
you wouldn't
Let's
have
Bryce
threw the
wouldn't have
ball
speculate
been able
that.
to throw the ball 60 times.
That's there
That's
you
my
go.
fucking point right
There you
there.
go.
That
That's all we
right
need to do.
there is
Say
my fucking point. That was my fucking
bingo.
point right there.
What I'm saying is that wouldn't have been a logical thing to do. Now, had Bryce been in that situation, who knows? I guess we would have threw the ball 60 times if we that
Yeah,
far behind the chains.
but 336. The reason I mention that because it's a reason why I mention it. It's people up here that say Bryce Young wasn't hurt. That he put in Andy Dalton because they wanted to bench him. Now I believe that as well. I don't disagree with them on that. But the point was, and you just said it your fucking self. If Bryce Young was in there, he wouldn't have threw the ball 60 fucking times. Penalties or fucking not.
I said he can't throw the ball 60 times. It would have been a waste because his arm talent can't last that long. But if he's in that situation, he may have to throw 60 times.
And that was the point that Andy trying to say. Even though all the penalties, he still been trusting in Andy Dalton to throw the ball 60 times, even with the circumstances.
But Andy's also a veteran.
Trying to prove that my skills, my play calls can win you games, can move the chain down the field. I just can't do it with this quarterback. That's what Andy J is trying to say.
We're
Okay,
just
I'm
gonna have to
But
agree to disagree on that
the
one.
point he was trying to prove was Bryce couldn't run his system. That's what I was speculating. That's what other people up here think. That's the only reason I said it. I'm not saying nothing about
But
Andy
even in that
or
same
Bryce.
system, it took him 60 times to get over 300 yards. So you really didn't prove a point there, did you?
But see, that's where me and you disconnect because the reason I said that is because there's people up here that say Andy Dalton runs that system better, which he probably was a better quarterback. I'm just making the point is that fucking game there. To me, he was trying to prove a point that Bryce Young couldn't run his system. That's why he featured Andy Dalton throwing that ball 60 fucking times. Now there was a lot of penalties. What you're saying is absolute pure truth. No question in that. I'm not arguing that. I'm just arguing that the point to be proven was that Bryce Young couldn't run his system. It don't really have nothing to do with Andy Dalton. I think you feel like I was saying something about Dalton. I was just saying something about the coach and how he felt about Bryce Young. That's where I was going with it. But I get what you're saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all
Yeah,
hold
and
on
all
one
I'm saying
second,
is if
man.
you gotta take the coach out. Go ahead, keep my fault.
Hold on one second. Shout out to JP for that super chat. He said we didn't trade up the first overall from ninth for him to manage us. Shit. I'm just saying. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, 3-3.
And as far as the wide receivers being trash, we're gonna have to disagree on that too. I don't think the wide receivers were trash last year.
No, I think
You
that.
got to take that over Creekside. That we didn't say that. That was
Yeah, I
Creekside.
was about to say that was your boy right there, Creekside.
What? Who was good last year
What's
then?
going on with the wide receivers being trash?
They got no separation, zero separation last year. That was the problem. They couldn't win versus
And
man
I'm
coverage.
glad you said that. Now, when have you heard this separation argument so big up until last year with the Carolina Panthers? Because we've seen bad wide receiver cores before. We ain't never heard this separation argument up until the Carolina Panthers. Somebody said wide receiver separation last year, and you niggas ran with it.
No.
Thank you, 3-3.
And be honest with you, when you look at the separation chart, they had just as much. Mingo was one we did a video on it. Mingo had just as much separation as your top 5 wide receivers.
Yeah,
So it
they
wasn't
said
a
Mingo
separate.
has.
It wasn't a
Oh, sorry.
separation. It wasn't a separation issue. It's a
Yeah,
ball placement and throwing the wide receivers open. It's not college open. It's NFL open. Bryce don't know the difference.
that's what we're gonna have to disagree as well. I don't think Bryce had ball placement from anywhere underneath 20 yards. I think he was a really good quarterback, like medium and short passes. It was really just, I'd say maybe outside routes and deep routes where he just couldn't hit anything. And then when he did hit stuff like with what's his name, who's that dark skin receiver we had
DJ Chark.
He was fast. Chark, yeah, when he did like hit Chark would just drop it. So like it wouldn't even matter. So like
How
I don't think
many
he got,
drops did DJ Chark have last year?
I don't know. I'd probably guess like 5, 6 if I had to go off the top of my head.
On how many targets would you say?
I can't pull that off. I don't know the numbers.
Carolina Panthers didn't have a lot of drop passes last year.
I think he got better in the second half of the season, right?
Going forward, yeah. But we didn't have a lot of drop passes last year. Not an overwhelming amount.
Yeah,
I
and then
just
Bryce
think
is
it was a
Bryce is
combination
a
of
safe
a rookie
quarterback as well.
quarterback
Like he
that ain't
doesn't just
good in a
throw.
bad scheme.
No,
Just a rookie
y'all,
that
y'all,
ain't good
y'all,
in a
y'all
bad
want
scheme.
y'all want to know my point. Now, this is just me. I think the excuse train started rolling, and when that motherfucker started rolling, it just got out of control. It just was a runaway train. It just was a runaway train, y'all. Because just like 336 said, we didn't have a lot. And I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I'm not looking at the numbers or whatever, but that's what he's saying. So if I go along with what he's saying, that we didn't have a lot of drop passes, I mean, we can easily go get the numbers, but I'm not going to go get the numbers right now. That was last year. But if we didn't have a lot of drop passes compared to the rest of the league, you see what I'm saying? That's an X out there. Separation, what y'all just want to say. We Man, when did we just start talking about separation? See, that's an X right there. Like Pop said, oh, but they ain't throwing them open or whatever. I mean, that's NFL open, getting the ball, what up? That's an X right there. So the excuse train started rolling, and every next thing you know, everybody just jumped on it, and
Yeah, man,
that's where we at.
that separation is just it's so many ways to read the stat. It's just a bullshit stat, man. It was just quarterback play. At the end of the day, quarterback play fucking scheme, man. That
Yeah,
separation stat is all over the place, man. Because now for our point, Mingo was high, right? Mingo shit was higher than CD Lamb. But there's nobody on this earth that's gonna tell me Mingo was getting more open than CD fucking Lamb. So that stat don't mean shit, man. That stat means nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
yeah, and
We're
it's
trying to look at the
situated
numbers right
football
now.
situation.
DJ Chark had
You know
4
what I'm saying?
drops last year on 66 targets.
Yeah, we were
66.
13th in drops last year. The Chiefs were number 2. I remember that. The Chiefs were terrible in drops.
So
But yeah, we
once
were
And they
13th.
again,
won a Super
once
And
Bowl.
they won the Super Bowl.
once
I'll be
again,
damned.
Yeah.
now this is proving our point, Creekside. Is it really the wide receiver or is it somebody else?
I mean, y'all are
Because if
not
they
going to
got,
get me to say Bryce is a good quarterback. That's what I'm not going to say.
but you
But I'm
can't sit
saying
here and
there's
tell me that the wide receivers were trash either. Even Thielen wasn't trash. He had about 1,100 yards.
somebody had to get it. Like we're playing
You can't,
football. Like somebody was going to get those yards. Like it
but
was
you
going to be
can't
Yeah,
some.
tell.
that's
You
true.
can't. Hold on,
That's
hold
true.
on, hold on. You got your rookie. You got your rookie wide
That's
receiver
true.
who gives you 416. You got your DJ Chark who gives you 500 and something yards. You get Thielen, he gives you 1,100 yards. So who is trash? It can't be the wide receiver, and they're all getting just amount of separation as anybody else. It can't be the wide receivers being trash. It's scheme, and it's somebody else. I'll let y'all pick.
Okay, well, we'll see. I don't think these receivers are good. Yeah, I don't. I think Thielen used to be good. Like I said, Deontay is. I think his attitude is going to implode during the season. Who else we got? TMJ, the most
Creekside,
inconsistent receiver we've ever had.
Creekside. You say
And
Thielen
Mingo's is terrible.
used to be good. If he used to be good, the man had 1,000 yards last year. You talking like he just a cripple, or
But that's
like
just
he's somebody that just can't function.
Man,
okay,
you
right?
saying
So,
trash, Creekside. You think the man
17
trash.
games.
He had 1,000 yards, bro. He's not trash,
He's
man.
not trash.
okay, so let's look at like comparable like situations, right? If we want to go to the Texans, is Thielen better than what's his name, Miko Collins, at his age right now?
Yes. Yes.
I tell you what, Chris.
I'm with my man. Yeah, I think so.
If you put Thielen with Houston, Texas, right, they run a different scheme. Plus, they got the quarterback with the arm to throw them open. We're running 4 curls, 4 comebacks. If you've ever heard that, who cannot defend that? That's a terrible scheme for your wide receivers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a stupid scheme that we ran last year under Frank Wright. That's why your wide receivers look bad because
I don't
you
think
don't
the
have a
receivers
quarterback
was bad.
to extend that has the arm to throw it downfield, and then the scheme, the concepts is trash.
And Miko Collins wasn't nobody before he got to Houston, just so you know.
I
He was
Man,
a developing wide receiver, and what's his
listen,
name? Tank Dell was
listen,
one of my
man.
favorite wide receivers in the draft. Like I wanted to draft him, but we didn't. Of course, I think they have a more talented receiver core than us. And look at what they did. They went and got another star receiver for their
Man, I ain't about
quarterback.
to talk about Houston right now.
I'm
Look, man.
saying, look at what they're doing compared to us. Look at our receivers compared to theirs. Look at our receivers compared to
Yeah, yeah,
Look at
because
even
that
they
the
got a
quarterback.
Falcons or the
quarterback that can
Saints.
make
Look
every
at that
throw on the
quarterback
field.
compared to Air. Look at that young coach compared to our old Frank Wright, man. It's just come on, man. And
And you can
Allen's
sign
even
wide
better than Nico
receivers and
Collins,
weapons like
though.
that. You can sign wide receivers and weapons like that when you coming off a playoff run. When you go 2-15, ain't nobody trying to come here. Or you gotta overpay.
And that's what they did in free agency, overpaid for everything. Had to. Will somebody please read the money for me right there? I'm driving. I see King JP put it up there. Appreciate it, JP. The super chat.
Yeah, he said
Yes,
every
sir.
Panther wide receiver last year
Okay.
averaged 2.3 yards or better in wide receiver separation, and that's according to NFL Next Gen stats. 1 yard equals 3 feet. He said, just to kind of explain the stat a little bit better. Appreciate it, JP.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for that. Yeah, well, I it's such a touchy subject, as you see. Every time we get on that separation, every time we get on what these wide receivers can be because of the lack of a quarterback, you see how passionate it gets. Um, Look, I welcome all opinions. It's called having a conversation for a reason, man. I love every aspect of this, man, because we can't get a total understanding until we start having a conversation. So, look, man, if y'all haven't already, come on in, like, comment, subscribe. The conversation has been great today. Can we get some last words from y'all fellas? Creekside, talk to me.
Just thanks for letting me on. Shout out everybody on the panel. Y'all were great.
No doubt.
Man, we appreciate you for coming, cuz.
Hey, Creek Side,
336. Oh, go ahead, go ahead,
you
go.
knocked it out of the park today, buddy. You knocked it out of the park today, Creek Side.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh 336, man, talk to me.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. You know, like what y'all doing over here. Expectations kind of low for this year, but we'll see. That's about all I got, man.
Look, man, we appreciate you for coming on in 336 Boston. Pop, talk to me.
There's a difference between being optimistic and being in denial. When you flip flop, I hope you land on the right side. Keep pounding.
God damn, that sound like it hurt. Shit. MD Jizzle, talk to me from the bottom of the map.
Hey, yeah, everybody was on point today, man. Like you said, man, difference of opinion, it makes for a good show. Man, listen, man, we all love the team. Ain't nothing personal. We all wishing for the same thing at the end of the day, man. Some people forget that. So, whether I agree or disagree with you, I know we in the same boat, man. We just trying to get to the same place. So, but yeah, it was a good show, and just look at, if you're a fan of the team, man, whether you like the quarterback or not, whether you like the coach or not, just look at all the revolving parts and formulate your opinion. If you say the wide receivers ain't good, It can be a fact, but that don't display or discount quarterback play and all the other aspects of the team, man. But yeah, we all want the same thing. We trying to get there. It was a good show, man. That's all I got for you.
Go. Talk to me.
So I will have to agree with MDJ. Quarterback play, wide receiver, offensive line play, defensive line play, complimentary football being played. Winning cures all, people. Once we get on a winning track, watch the conversation change. And you know that. But for right now, hey, it's gonna be a long road, bruh. Long road. Sit Q, signing off.
Yes, indeed, man. Make sure y'all do us the illustrious favor. Like, comment, subscribe. Usually, like I said, I usually do the regular outro, but we're gonna do the intro one more time for anybody who missed it today. Look, we got TD in the building, man. We're gonna let him come on in here and we're gonna let him talk to us all right here, right now. Let's get into it as we do.
Appreciate it, Mr. Davis. What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long.